Yo, Bastishes, the main man here, and you're about to witness the most insane story ever told. Forget everything you know about that weak canon Naruto. That ain't me, baby. I'm talking regeneration, Superman-level strength, and enough ultra-violence to make your eyes bleed. The main man don't hold back, don't show mercy, and definitely don't play by nobody's rules. Time to see what happens when Lobo's essence gets reborn in the ninja world. Let's frag some expectations.
The night Konoha nearly died became the night something far worse was born. Minato Namikaze stood atop the Hokage monument, his newborn son cradled in one arm while the nine-tailed fox rampaged below. The Shinigami's spectral form loomed behind him, death's bargain already struck. But as the fourth Hokage began the sealing jutsu, reality itself screamed. The dimensional fabric tore. Not from Minato's technique, from something else. Somewhere in the infinite sprawl of the multiverse, in a realm where gods bled and bastards ruled, a being called Lobo was dying. Not just dying, being erased from existence by forces that finally figured out the only way to kill the unkillable was to scatter his essence across infinite realities. The timing was cosmically catastrophic. Minato's 8 trigrams seal ripped open a gateway between dimensions at the exact microsecond millisecond. Lobo's immortal essence detonated across the multiverse. The Nine-Tails chakra, the Shinigami's death energy, and Lobo's fragmenting soul slammed together inside the newborn Naruto Uzumaki like 3 nuclear bombs trying to occupy the same space. The resulting explosion should have vaporized everything within 100 miles. Instead, it imploded inward. Every atom of Lobo's power, every molecule of his immortality, every fragment of his savage personality crushed into the infant cells. The Nine-Tails chakra didn't suppress it, it merged with it. The Death God's seal didn't contain it, it stabilized it. Minato died never knowing he'd just created the most dangerous being in any universe. The baby didn't cry, it laughed, a sound no infant should make. Dark, knowing, hungry, then it slept. 12 years later, the massacre that wasn't. The warehouse district burned. 3 members of the Konoha torture and interrogation force lay scattered like broken dolls across blood-slicked concrete. What remained of them anyway? Team Rogue Kakashi's old ambush squad had been deployed to investigate reports of a rogue element operating in the village's criminal underground. They found him, or rather, he found them. The main man's getting real tired of you bastard faces interrupting his collection work, Naruto Uzumaki said, standing in the center of the carnage. His orange jacket, custom-made, reinforced with steel plates, covered in chains and skulls, was splattered with blood that wasn't his. His right hand held a severed head by its hair. His left hand dragged a massive hooked chain that wrapped around the broken body of an Anbu captain. The remaining operative, a woman with a cat mask, trembled behind her tanto. You're supposed to be at the academy. Naruto grinned, revealing teeth that seemed just slightly too sharp. Yeah, well, school's for chumps. The main man's got debts to collect. He lifted the head higher. This bastard owed me 50,000 ryo. Tried to skip town. Nobody stiffs the main man. You killed him. Nah, babe, I fragged him. There's a difference. Naruto tossed the head casually. It bounced twice. See? Killing implies it was quick. What I did? That was art. The Anbu attacked. Desperation makes even trained killers stupid. She was fast. Jonin-level speed, precise strikes, professional technique. Naruto caught her blade between 2 fingers. Cute, he said. Then he headbutted her so hard her mask shattered and her body rocketed backward through a concrete wall. She struggled to rise, blood pouring from her broken nose. What are you? The main man's the baddest bastard in this whole fragging village, that's what. Naruto walked through the hole he'd made with her body. But since you asked nice, he grabbed her by the throat, lifting her one-handed. The main man's the guy who don't take shit from nobody. Not the Hokage, not Anbu, not prissy little mask wearers who think they're tough. She tried to stab him in the eye. The blade shattered on his eyeball. See, that's just rude. Naruto dropped her. Lucky for you, the main man's got rules. Rule number 1, the main man always keeps his word. Rule number 2, the main man don't kill Konoha shinobi unless they really piss him off. You ain't quite there yet. He turned to leave, chain dragging behind him. We'll report this. Yeah, tell old man Hokage the main man says hi, and tell him if he wants to talk, he can come himself. The main man don't do summons. Naruto paused, looking back over his shoulder. Oh, and one more thing. Next time you bastard faces want to spy on the main man, maybe don't do it so obvious like. The main man could smell you 3 blocks away. Rookie mistake. He walked into the burning warehouse district like he owned it. Because in this part of town, he did. 3 days earlier, Academy Blues. Iruka Umino had taught at Konoha's Academy for 6 years. He dealt with pranksters, troublemakers, clan heirs with attitude problems, and that one kid who tried to summon demons during lunch. None of them prepared him for Naruto Uzumaki. For the last time, Naruto, you cannot turn in a severed arm as your taijutsu homework. The blonde 12-year-old sat sprawled in his chair, boots on the desk, picking his teeth with a kunai. Why the frag not? Assignment said demonstrate advanced combat techniques. The main man demonstrated real good on that mugger last night. The assignment was to write about advanced techniques, not. Iruka pinched his nose. Where did you even get a severed arm? Told ya. Mugger, bastards tried to rob the wrong guy. Naruto grinned. Don't worry, teach, it'll grow back. Arms don't grow back, Naruto. The main man's do. See? Naruto rolled up his sleeve, revealing smooth, unscared skin where yesterday there'd been a massive burn from a failed jutsu. Had a whole training accident yesterday. Arm got real crispy, grew back overnight. The main man's built different. The classroom had gone silent. 27 students stared. Iruka had seen the burn yesterday. 3rd degree, wrapped in bandages, should have taken months to heal. Now, nothing. That's not possible. Main man don't care about possible teach. Main man cares about results. Naruto swung his legs off the desk, standing up. Speaking of which, we doing anything useful today or more of that will of fire bullshit? Language! What? The main man's just saying. All this crap about protecting the village and sacrifice and blah blah blah. You know what the main man believes in? Getting paid. Honor. And fragging up anyone who messes with what's his. That's the only will that matters. Sakura Haruno, class valedictorian and self-appointed moral guardian, stood up. That's horrible. A shinobi's duty is to. The main man don't give a frag about duty, Pinky. The main man gives a frag about keeping his word, protecting what's his, and making sure nobody treats him like a chump. You want to throw your life away for duty? You go right ahead. The main man's gonna live forever and laugh while doing it. You can't just. Naruto moved. 1 second he was across the room. The next he was standing directly in front of Sakura, close enough that she could smell the leather and something darker, blood and smoke and violence. The main man can do whatever the frag the main man wants, he said quietly, dangerously, because the main man's strong enough to back it up. You want to test that, princess? Sakura's bravado evaporated. She sat down quickly. Iruka slammed his hand on the desk. Naruto, sit down now. Yeah. Naruto sauntered back to his seat. The main man was just making a point. Detention. 2 weeks. Whatever. The main man don't show up to those anyway. He pulled out a flask from his jacket. You done yelling? The main man's got business after class. Is that alcohol? Nah, ramen broth. The main man's got standards. Naruto took a long drink. Ichiraku's special recipe. Old man Tucci's the only bastard in this village who treats the main man with proper respect. That's why the main man actually pays him. You don't pay other people? The main man pays people who earn it. Everyone else, they can frag off. Iruka wanted to scream. Instead, he took a deep breath. Let's just get through today's lesson. We're covering the history of the first Hokage. Boring. The main man's leaving. Naruto, if you walk out of this class. Naruto was already at the window. Tell you what, teach. The main man will make you a deal. You let the main man leave, do his business, and the main man promises, on his word, which means something, to show up for the graduation exam. Clean, sober, ready to prove the main man's the best damn shinobi you've ever taught. That's not how this works. The main man's word is his bond. Teach. You know that. Everyone knows that. The main man says he'll be there. He'll be there. Can Pinky Princess say the same? He jerked his thumb at Sakura. Can any of these fragged up wannabes say the same? Iruka hesitated. It was true. For all his problems, Naruto never broke a promise. If he said he'd do something, it happened. It was the one reliable thing about him. Fine, but if you're not at that exam, the main man will be there. Naruto dropped out the window, with fragging bells on. He was gone before Iruka could respond. Sakura raised her hand. Sensei, why do you let him get away with? Because, Iruka said tiredly, when Naruto makes a promise, he keeps it, which is more than I can say for most of you. The class erupted in protests. Iruka ignored them, wondering not for the first time what the hell had happened to create Naruto Uzumaki. The origin, what they don't know. Nobody in Konoha knew the truth. They knew Naruto was the Nine-Tails Jinchuriki. They knew he was the fourth Hokage's son. Hiruzen had revealed that after Naruto hospitalized 3 Jonin at age 7. They knew he healed impossibly fast, grew stronger every day, and possessed strength that shouldn't be possible. They didn't know why. Naruto himself had no memories of being Lobo. The main man of the DC universe was gone, scattered across infinite realities, erased from his home dimension. But his essence? That had found a new home in a newborn baby on a different Earth entirely. The Nine-Tails knew something was wrong immediately. The first time Naruto accessed the seal, age 4, after some villagers tried to kill him, Kurama faced the intruder in his prison. "So you're the parasite that shares my container," the fox growled. Naruto, even at 4, just grinned. "The main man ain't no parasite, furball. We're roommates. The main man even brought beer." He held up an imaginary bottle. "You're not normal." The main man's never been normal. The main man's exceptional. The main man's incredible. The main man's annoying. Yeah, that too. 4-year-old Naruto walked right up to the cage, pressing his face against the bars. "So here's the deal, Foxface. The main man's got your chakra flowing through his veins. You've got whatever the frag the main man is flowing through yours. We're stuck together. Can either fight about it or we can make this work." The Nine-Tails, ancient demon of legend, destroyer of armies, stared at this impossible child. "What are you?" "The main man's the main man. That's all that matters." Naruto's grin widened. "But between you and the main man, we're gonna be great together. The main man can feel it. All this power, all this rage, all this beautiful violence just waiting to get out. You and the main man, we're gonna paint this whole fragging world red." "You're insane. The main man prefers aggressively enthusiastic. Now, how's about you show the main man how to use some of that chakra? The main man's got some bullies who need fragging up." Kurama, despite millennia of existence, had never encountered anything like this. Against his better judgment, he laughed. "You're going to be either the best or worst thing that ever happened to this world. The main man's gonna be both, baby." And so began the strangest partnership in shinobi history. The revelation, how it happened. Hiruzen Sarutobi discovered the truth by accident. Naruto was 7 when he triggered the Anbu manhunt. A merchant had tried to poison him. Common enough, the villagers' hatred ran deep. But this time the poison worked. Naruto collapsed, convulsing, dying. Then he didn't. The Anbu medic who examined him watched in horror as Naruto's body expelled the poison, healed the damage, and sat up laughing. "The main man don't die, bastard. The main man's immortal." They brought him to the Hokage's office. Hiruzen performed every diagnostic jutsu he knew. The results made no sense. Naruto's cells weren't just healing, they were regenerating at a rate that defied biology. His DNA showed signs of foreign contamination, something that wasn't human, wasn't demon, wasn't anything Hiruzen had ever seen. "Naruto," the old man said carefully, "do you remember anything strange? From when you were born? Any dreams, any?" "The main man remembers dying," Naruto said casually. "Well, not dying, like echoes, fragments, being scattered, being everywhere and nowhere." Then he slapped his chest. "Bam, the main man's here in this meat suit ready to roll." "What do you mean, scattered?" "Like the main man was one thing, then got blown to fragged up pieces across space, time, some weird cosmic bullshit. Then the main man's essence, all that power and awesome, got sucked into this body when that fox got sealed. Boom, instant main man." Hiruzen's blood ran cold. "You're saying you're not entirely Naruto?" "The main man is Naruto. Naruto is the main man, but the main man's also more, something else, something from far away." The 7-year-old grinned. "Something unkillable." Hiruzen spent weeks researching. He found theoretical texts about dimensional barriers, about what might happen if the sealing jutsu went wrong. He consulted with the Yamanaka clan's mindwalkers. He even attempted to commune with the Nine Tails, though Kurama just laughed at him. The conclusion was inescapable. Naruto Uzumaki wasn't just the Nine Tails Jinchuriki. He was the vessel for something else entirely. Some foreign entity that had fused with him at birth, giving him powers that shouldn't exist in the shinobi world. Immortality, regeneration, impossible strength, unnatural durability. Hiruzen made two decisions that day. First, tell no one. If the other villages learned about this, they declare war to either claim or eliminate Naruto. Second, let Naruto be Naruto. Whatever he was, whatever had happened, the boy clearly retained his own consciousness, his own will. He wasn't possessed, he was this hybrid being. Naruto, Hiruzen said finally, I need you to promise me something. The main man don't make promises light, old man. I know, that's why I'm asking. The Hokage leaned forward. Promise me that you'll use your power to protect this village, that you won't let it corrupt you, that you'll... The main man ain't promising that. Hiruzen blinked. What? The main man don't make promises he can't keep, and the main man can't promise to protect a village full of bastard faces who tried to kill him. Naruto's eyes were hard. But the main man can promise this. The main man keeps his word. Always. The main man protects what's his. The main man pays his debts, good and bad, and the main man don't let anyone push him around. That's not... You want the main man's protection, old man? Earn it. Make this village worth protecting. Make these people worth saving. Until then, the main man's doing his own thing. It wasn't what Hiruzen wanted to hear, but it was honest. And honesty, he was learning, was the one thing Naruto always gave. Academy days, the main man's education. The academy was a joke, not because the instruction was bad. Iruka was actually competent when he wasn't having aneurysms, but because everything they taught was designed for normal humans with normal limitations. Naruto had neither. Taijutsu class? Naruto broke 3 training dummies demonstrating a single punch. When Iruka tried to correct his form, Naruto picked up the instructor and threw him through the ceiling. The main man's form is perfect, teach. It's the dummy that's weak. Ninjutsu class? Naruto could perform any jutsu once he'd seen it. Not because he was a genius, though he was smarter than he acted, but because his body adapted to chakra manipulation instinctively. The Nine Tails chakra mixed with his alien physiology created a perfect storm of power. Shadow clone jutsu, Naruto called out, and 50 perfect copies appeared. Then 100. Then 500. Naruto, stop, you'll chakra exhaust. The main man created 1,000 clones and laughed. The main man's got enough chakra to drown this whole village. Teach! The main man could do this all fragging day. Weapons class was where things got interesting. Naruto showed up with his own equipment, a massive chain with barbed hooks, custom made by a blacksmith who'd learned not to ask questions. The moment the instructor saw it, he confiscated it. This is a lethal weapon, Naruto. Academy students use. Naruto moved. The instructor found himself wrapped in his own chain, dangling from the ceiling, while Naruto reclaimed his property. The main man's weapon goes where the main man goes, Naruto said pleasantly. Anyone tries to take it again, the main man gets upset, and nobody likes the main man when he's upset. They stopped trying to confiscate his things after that. The other students learned quickly, don't mess with the main man. Sasuke Uchiha learned that lesson the hard way. The Uchiha Incident. Sasuke Uchiha was the Academy's pride, last loyal Uchiha, prodigy in training, guaranteed Rookie of the Year. He made the mistake of thinking that made him special. You're a disgrace to this academy, Sasuke said one day, watching Naruto sleep through history class. The demon container who can't even stay awake during lessons. Naruto opened one eye. The main man's awake, bastard. The main man's just bored. There's a difference. You're weak. You rely on that monster's power instead of earning your own strength. That got Naruto's attention. He sat up slowly. Say that again. You heard me. You're nothing without the Nine Tails chakra. Just a failed experiment who... Naruto grabbed Sasuke's throat before anyone saw him move. 1 second, Sasuke was standing. The next, he was pinned against the wall, feet dangling, Naruto's hand crushing his windpipe. Listen up, Uchiha, Naruto said softly. The main man don't give a frag about your trauma, your dead clan, or your emo bullshit. The main man's got his own problems. But what the main man don't tolerate is some prissy bastard talking about things he don't understand. Sasuke's Sharingan activated, two Tomoe spinning desperately. Naruto laughed. Oh, you think those fancy eyes scare the main man? The main man's fought things that would eat your whole bloodline for breakfast. His grip tightened. The nine tails ain't making the main man strong, you stupid bastard. The main man's strong because the main man's the fraggin' main man. The fox is just along for the ride. Sasuke's vision was going dark. His Sharingan showed Naruto's movements, but his body couldn't keep up. This wasn't normal speed. This was something else entirely. Naruto, let him go. Iruka's voice cut through the tension. The main man's making a point. Teach. Now! Naruto dropped Sasuke. The Uchiha collapsed, gasping. The main man's done anyway. Naruto turned away. Got better things to do than educate orphans who think suffering makes them special. The main man's an orphan too, bastard. The main man just don't whine about it. He walked out. Iruka let him go. Sasuke lay on the floor, Sharingan spinning uselessly, and realized something terrifying. Even with his eyes, even with his Uchiha heritage, even with all his training, he couldn't touch Naruto Uzumaki. The gap between them wasn't closable. It was insurmountable. It was Ichiraku Ramen, the ramen stand, the main man's soft spot. If Konoha had to identify one place Naruto Uzumaki showed something resembling humanity, it was Ichiraku Ramen. Tochi, the owner, was a civilian. No chakra, no special abilities, just a man who made the best ramen in the village and treated everyone, even demon containers, like human beings. From the first time 4-year-old Naruto stumbled into his stand, bleeding from a mob's attack, Tochi had shown him kindness. You look hungry, kid, the old man had said. First bowls on the house. Naruto, even at 4, even with Lobo's essence screaming for violence, had paused. The main man don't take charity. It ain't charity. It's good business. You eat my ramen, you'll come back. That's called investment. Tochi grinned. Besides, you're bleeding on my floor. Least you can do is eat something before you pass out. The main man don't pass out. Then you can eat 2 bowls. 8 years later, Naruto still came back every day. The usual Naruto? Ayame Tochi's daughter asked as he sat down. The main man wants the special, with extra pork, and those crispy bamboo shoots, and that spicy oil stuff you've been experimenting with. Naruto slapped money on the counter, always exact change, always clean bills. And keep 'em coming. The main man's hungry. Tochi started cooking. Heard you got in trouble at the academy again. The main man's always in trouble. It's a natural state of being. Iruka says you threatened another student. Uchiha Bastich was talking shit. The main man provided education. Naruto pulled out a flask. The main man was restrained even. Didn't break nothing important. One of these days, you're going to really hurt someone, Ayame said, setting down his first bowl. The main man hurts people every day, princess. That's the job. He took a long slurp of noodles, closed his eyes in genuine pleasure. But the main man's got rules. Don't kill Konoha shinobi unless necessary. Don't hurt civilians who mind their own business, and don't ever disrespect Tochi's ramen. Tochi chuckled. You really think my ramen's that good? The main man thinks this ramen is the only sacred thing in this whole fraggin' village. Naruto was completely serious. The main man's killed for less. The main man's died for less. This ramen? He held up the bowl reverently. This is worth living for. It was the closest thing to genuine emotion anyone ever saw from him. You're a strange kid, Naruto, Tochi said. The main man ain't strange. The main man's exceptional. He finished the bowl in 3 massive gulps. Another. They fed him for 2 hours. 17 bowls. Enough food to feed a family for a week. Naruto paid in full, tipped generously, and stood to leave. Naruto, Tochi said, you know you're always welcome here, right? No matter what. The main man paused. His usual bravado flickered for just a moment. The main man knows, old man. That's why the main man keeps coming back. He grinned. That and the ramen's fraggin' incredible. It was the highest compliment he could give. The business, the main man's empire. What the academy instructors didn't know, what most of Konoha's leadership didn't know, was that Naruto ran the most profitable criminal enterprise in the village's underground. Not drugs, not weapons trafficking, not assassination, collections. The main man's a debt collector, he'd explained to his first client, a merchant who'd been swindled. You got someone who owes you money? Someone who skipped town? Someone who thinks they can cheat you? The main man finds them. The main man collects. The main man takes 30%. That's robbery. No, robbery is what that bastard did to you. The main man's just offering a service. Take it or leave it. The merchant had taken it. 3 days later, Naruto delivered 50,000 ryo in cash in the debtor's thumbs. The main man don't believe in half measures. Word spread. Soon, Naruto had clients from across the village. Merchants, businessmen, even some civilian administrators who couldn't use official channels. The main man was fast. The main man was efficient. The main man always collected. His operation ran from a warehouse in the merchant district, unofficial territory, where the Anbu rarely patrolled. He employed a network of street kids as informants, paying them better than any legitimate job. He had arrangements with several Chunin-level missing nin who handled out-of-village collections. By age 12, Naruto had more money than most jonin. He spent it on custom weapons, quality ramen, and upgrading his territory. You could buy a mansion, one of his informants said. The main man don't need a mansion. The main man needs his warehouse, his weapons, and his freedom. Naruto counted out payment. Mansions are for bastage faces who need to prove something. The main man's already proved everything that matters. The Hokage knew, of course. Hiruzen had Anbu reports detailing every transaction. But Naruto wasn't breaking any village laws. Technically, he wasn't selling forbidden items. He wasn't killing Konoha citizens. Much. He was just aggressively collecting debts. We should shut him down, an Anbu captain suggested. Why? Hiruzen asked. He's doing work the village can't officially handle. He's reducing crime by making it unprofitable to cheat people, and he's not causing problems we can't contain. He's 12 and running a criminal empire. He's 12 and running a business. There's a difference. Hiruzen took a long pull from his pipe. Besides, you want to be the one to tell him to stop? The captain didn't answer. Nobody wanted to tell the main man anything. Twelve. The graduation exam. The main man delivers true to his word. Naruto showed up for the graduation exam. Clean uniform. Sober. Ready to demonstrate why he was the best damn student the academy had ever produced. The test had 3 parts: written exam, physical demonstration, and jutsu performance. Naruto aced the written exam in 15 minutes, spending the remaining 45 sleeping on his desk. When Iruka collected the papers, every answer was correct, including several bonus questions that weren't even assigned. How did you? The main man reads teach. Just because the main man don't show off don't mean the main man's stupid. Naruto stretched. The main man's actually fraggin' smart, just bored with all this basic bullshit. The physical demonstration was supposed to test taijutsu fundamentals. Naruto destroyed the training dummy with a single punch, creating a crater where it used to stand. Naruto, you were supposed to demonstrate proper form. That was proper form, the main man's form. Perfect technique, perfect execution, perfect results. He pointed at the crater. That's what happens when you don't hold back, teach. The main man don't do gentle demonstrations. The main man does dominance. The jutsu performance required students to demonstrate 3 basic techniques. Naruto performed 30. Transformation jutsu, he became the Hokage. Then a jonin. Then Iruka. Then himself, but taller. The transformations were perfect. Substitution jutsu. He swapped places with the training post so fast it appeared like teleportation. Clone jutsu. He created 500 shadow clones, each one solid and functional, then he kept going. Rasengan. A spiraling sphere of chakra formed in his palm. A technique that should have been impossible for an academy student to know. Where did you learn that? Iruka demanded. The main man learned it from the Nine-Tails memories. The fox knows all the 4th Hokage's techniques. The main man just asked nice. Naruto dispersed the Rasengan. Want the main man to keep going? No, that's more than enough. The main man's just getting started. The main man could show you stuff that'd make your head explode. Teach real creative applications of... Enough! Naruto grinned. The main man's just saying, the main man earned this graduation now fair and square. He had. Despite everything, despite his attitude, despite his reputation, Naruto Uzumaki was the most skilled academy student in Konoha's history. Iruka handed him the forehead protector personally. Congratulations, Naruto. You're officially a genin. The main man knows. The main man's been ready for this since the main man was fragging 5. He tied the protector around his forehead. Now, who's the main man getting stuck with for teammates? Team assignments are tomorrow. The main man's asking now. The main man likes to prepare. His eyes narrowed. And the main man better not get stuck with dead weight. The main man works with equals or works alone. Iruka hesitated. You're being placed on Team 7, with Sasuke Uchiha and Sakura Haruno under Kakashi Hatake. The silence stretched. The main man's being put with the Emo Uchiha and the annoying fangirl? Yes. Under the lazy Jonin with the face mask? Yes. Naruto's expression was unreadable. Then he laughed, a sound without humor. This'll be fun. The main man's gonna either turn them into real shinobi or break them trying. He turned to leave. Tell Kakashi Bastich the main man's gonna make his life miserable. He was gone before Iruka could respond. The teacher wondered, not for the first time, if he just made a terrible mistake. Team formation. The main man's new crew. Kakashi Hatake was not happy. He'd specifically requested not to take on a Genin team. He'd argued with the Hokage for hours. He'd even threatened to quit. Then Hiruzen showed him Naruto's file. This can't be real. It's real. Every word. The Hokage looked tired. Naruto Uzumaki is the most powerful Genin in village history. He's also arrogant, violent, disrespectful, and completely unwilling to follow orders. Then why make him a shinobi at all? Because he's going to be powerful regardless of what we do. Better to have him nominally under village authority than operating completely independently. Hiruzen leaned forward. I need someone who can handle him, Kakashi. Someone strong enough to earn his respect. Someone smart enough to survive his attitude. You're asking me to babysit a sociopath. I'm asking you to train a weapon, one that, properly directed, could protect this village for generations. Improperly directed. Hiruzen didn't finish. He didn't need to. Kakashi took the assignment. Now, standing in front of his new team, he wondered if he'd made a mistake. Sasuke Uchiha sat brooding, arms crossed, radiating emo energy. Sakura Haruno sat next to him, shooting death glares at the empty seat. That seat belonged to Naruto, who was 40 minutes late. Maybe he's not coming, Sakura said hopefully. The window exploded inward. Naruto rolled through the glass, came up in a crouch, chain wrapped around his arm. The main man's here. Let's get this fragging show started. Kakashi eye smiled. You're late. The main man had business. The main man don't run on your schedule, mask face. Naruto sat down, boots on the table. Now, we doing this bell test bullshit? Or are we gonna skip to the part where the main man proves he's better than all of you combined? How did you know about the bell test? The main man knows everything that matters. The main man's got informants all over this village. Naruto pulled out his flask. Standard Jonin test. 2 bells, 3 students. Supposed to teach teamwork. Boring. Predictable. The main man's already figured out how to beat it. Kakashi's visible eye narrowed. This kid was too smart for his own good. Since you're so confident, why don't you explain your strategy? Sure, the main man takes both bells, keeps one, gives one to whoever earns it. The main man don't play team sports unless the team's worth his time. Naruto grinned. Or the main man just kicks your ass and takes both bells by force. Either works. That's not. Sakura started. Shut it, Pinky. The main man's talking to the grown-up. Naruto stood. So, mask face, we doing this? Or the main man's got collections to make. Kakashi had dealt with arrogant students before. But this was different. This wasn't teenage bravado. This was genuine, earned confidence backed by power he could feel radiating from the kid. Training ground 7. 1 hour. Kakashi vanished in a swirl of leaves. Sasuke stood. Don't get in my way, Dobe. Naruto caught him by the collar before he could leave. Listen up, Uchiha. The main man don't work for you. The main man don't work with you unless you earn it. What the main man will do is beat the ever-loving frag out of anyone who calls him Dobe. Clear? Sasuke's Sharingan spun. Let go. Make the main man. They stared at each other. Sasuke's Sharingan tracked Naruto's movements, seeing the micro-adjustments in his stance, the coiled power ready to explode. He couldn't win this fight. He knew he couldn't win this fight. Shush. Sasuke jerked free and left. Sakura remained, terrified and furious. You can't just... The main man can do whatever the main man wants. The main man's earned that right. Naruto headed for the door. You want to survive on the main man's team, princess? Learn to pull your weight, because the main man don't carry dead weight. The main man drops it. He left her sitting there, questions burning in her mind. The bell test. The main man's dominance training ground 7 was a forest clearing with 3 wooden posts. Kakashi stood in the center, 2 bells attached to his belt. The rules are simple, he began. You have until sunset to take these bells. Those who fail get tied to the posts and watch while I eat lunch. Those who succeed become official genin. The main man's got a question, Naruto said, lounging against a tree. Yes. What happens when the main man takes both bells in the first 5 minutes? Sakura scoffed. You can't possibly. She didn't finish because Naruto vanished. Kakashi's eye widened. He spun, raising his kunai. Naruto's fist cratered the ground where Kakashi had been standing. The jonin flickered away, reassessing. Fast. Too fast for a genin. Shadow clone jutsu, Naruto called out. 50 clones appeared, all moving with the same impossible speed. Kakashi destroyed 10 clones with swift strikes. 20 more appeared. You're wasting chakra. The main man's got chakra to burn, Bastich. All 50 clones attacked simultaneously. Kakashi was a jonin, elite, experienced, Sharingan wielder. He was losing ground. The clones weren't normal shadow clones. They hit harder, moved faster, coordinated with inhuman precision. Kakashi substituted away, trying to gain distance. Naruto's chain wrapped around his ankle. Gotcha! The main man yanked, pulling Kakashi off balance. Before the jonin could recover, 20 clones dogpiled him. Rasengan, Kakashi substituted at the last second. The Rasengan obliterated the log, and 3 clones. Okay, Kakashi said, breathing harder than he'd admit. You're good, but you're still just... Naruto held up both bells. The main man's still just what, mask face? Silence. Sakura's jaw dropped. Sasuke's Sharingan spun uselessly. Kakashi checked his belt. Empty. When did you? The main man took them during the first exchange. The main man's clones weren't trying to beat you, Bastich. They were distracting you. The main man learned that trick from the old man Hokage's files. Deception is a shinobi's greatest tool, right? Naruto tossed 1 bell in the air, caught it. The main man's a fast learner. Kakashi stared at this 12-year-old who just outmaneuvered a jonin. You pass. The main man knows. The main man always passes. Naruto looked at the other bell. Now, who gets the second one? That's supposed to be your decision. The main man's already decided. He threw the bell to Sasuke. Here, Uchiha. The main man's feeling generous. Sasuke caught it reflexively. Why? Because the main man don't need it. The main man proved what he needed to prove. You want to prove your worth being on the main man's team? Earn it. Show the main man you're not just some emo Bastich riding his dead clan's reputation. It was an insult and a challenge. Sasuke glared. What about Sakura? What about Pinky? She didn't do shit. She just stood there looking confused. Naruto turned to Kakashi. The main man's done here. We starting real missions, or this whole team thing gonna be more bullshit tests? Kakashi made a decision that would define his career as a teacher. You're all on the team, all 3 of you. Even though only 2 got bells? Sakura asked. The point wasn't the bells. The point was seeing how you work together. Kakashi's visible eye focused on Naruto. And you, despite your attitude, made a team decision. You could have kept both bells. Instead, you gave one to Sasuke and advocated for Sakura to fail. That tells me you understand team dynamics, even if you pretend not to care. Then the main man advocated for Pinky to fail because she did fail. The main man believes in honesty, not bullshit participation trophies. Naruto pulled out his flask. But if you're putting her on the team anyway, fine. The main man will work with what he's got, but don't expect the main man to carry her when she can't keep up. Fair enough. Kakashi pulled out 3 mission scrolls. Your first mission starts tomorrow. D rank. Probably something boring like catching a cat or weeding gardens. The main man don't do D ranks. Every genin starts with D ranks. Every genin ain't the main man. Naruto walked toward the training posts where lunch was waiting. The main man's got his own missions. Ones that actually pay. The main man will show up for team stuff when it's worth his time. Naruto, that's not how this works. Then change how it works, mask face. Because the main man ain't wasting time on garbage missions when the main man's got a business to run. He grabbed a rice ball. The main man will be around. The main man keeps his commitments, but the main man's doing it his way. Kakashi realized he'd just been given an ultimatum by a 12-year-old, and he had no idea how to respond. The first real mission, Wave Country Arc, the main man's version. 3 weeks of D-rank missions nearly drove Naruto insane. The main man's done, he announced after their 15th cat-catching assignment. The main man's officially done with this bullshit. We all have to pay our dues, Kakashi said tiredly. The main man's paid his dues by not fragging every civilian who treats him like garbage. The main man wants a real mission, with real enemies, real violence, real pay. As if answering his demands, a C-rank mission appeared. Escort a bridge builder to Wave Country. The client was Tazuna, a drunk, bitter old man who immediately insulted Naruto. This is my protection? A bunch of brats. Naruto's chain was around Tazuna's throat before anyone could blink. The main man's the best protection you'll ever get, you ungrateful bastard. Apologize, or the main man leaves you here to get fragged by whatever you're running from. Tazuna turned purple. I apologize. Naruto released him. Better. Now who's trying to kill you, and how much are they paying? The main man needs to know if this job's worth his time. Kakashi intervened. Naruto, you can't threaten the client. The main man just did, and the main man's waiting for answers. Tazuna, rubbing his throat, explained. Gado, a shipping magnate, was strangling Wave Country economically. The bridge Tazuna was building would break Gado's monopoly. Gado had hired mercenaries to kill him. Mercenaries, Naruto repeated. Like ninja for hire? Probably missing nin, low level. The main man loves missing nin. They die real pretty. Naruto grinned. This job just got interesting. They left the next morning. The demon brothers encounter. The ambush came at a puddle. 2 missing nin, the demon brothers, emerged from their water prison technique, chains spinning toward Kakashi. They shredded him. Sakura screamed. Sasuke froze. Naruto laughed. Oh, that's cute. You bastish faces think you got him? He pointed at the corpse. That's a water clone, morons. The main man could smell it from a mile away. The demon brothers redirected their attack toward Naruto. Big mistake. Naruto caught their chain weapons with his bare hands. The poison claws scraped his skin harmlessly. Poison? Really? The main man's immune to poison, you stupid fraggers. He yanked, pulling both assassins off balance. The main man's immune to everything that matters. Now, you gonna tell the main man who hired you? Or the main man's gonna get creative? One demon brother tried to stab him. Naruto headbutted the blade. It shattered on his skull. Wrong choice. What happened next was brutal. Naruto didn't just defeat them. He destroyed them. Bones broke. Blood sprayed. Screams echoed through the forest. When Kakashi finally intervened, both demon brothers were unconscious, barely recognizable as human. Naruto! We needed them for interrogation. They're alive, ain't they? The main man showed restraint. Naruto wiped blood from his knuckles. The main man could have fragging killed them. Instead, the main man just made sure they'll never work again. Sasuke stared at the carnage, Sharingan spinning, trying to process the violence. Sakura vomited. Tazuna looked terrified. What? What are you? The main man's the guy keeping you alive, bastard. Show some fragging gratitude. Kakashi tied up the unconscious assassins. This mission just became B rank, minimum. Tazuna, you lied about the threat level. I couldn't afford a higher ranked mission. The main man don't care about your excuses. Naruto pointed at the old man. You lied. The main man hates liars. But the main man already took the job, and the main man keeps his word. So here's the new deal. You pay triple when this is done. The main man accepts payment in Ryo, valuable information, or quality ramen ingredients. Non-negotiable. I can't. Naruto's chain snapped out, stopping an inch from Tazuna's face. The main man wasn't asking. Tazuna agreed. Zabuza Momochi, the demon of the mist. The real threat arrived at the bridge approach. Mist covered everything. Killing intent saturated the air. A massive blade erupted from the mist, the executioner's blade. Zabuza Momochi emerged, face wrapped in bandages, eyes promising death. Well, Kakashi of the Sharingan, this is a surprise. His gaze swept over the genin. And you brought children to a fight. How disappointing. The main man ain't no child, bandage face. Naruto stepped forward. The main man's the guy who's gonna kick your ass and take that fancy sword. Zabuza's laugh was cold. Confident, I like that. Makes it more fun when I... Naruto blitzed him. One moment standing still, The next, fist cocked back, targeting Zabuza's head. The missing 9 barely blocked with his sword. The impact drove him back 10 feet. What? Rasengan! Naruto's spiral of chakra slammed into Zabuza's gut. The demon of the mist crashed through 3 trees. Kakashi's visible eye was wide. Naruto, wait! We need to coordinate. The main man don't need to coordinate. The main man's got this. Naruto was already moving, chain unwrapping from his arm. The main man's fought tougher, bastish faces before breakfast. Zabuza emerged from the wreckage, blood on his lips. You're no ordinary genin. The main man ain't ordinary anything. The main man's exceptional. Naruto's grin was feral. Now, the main man's giving you one chance. Walk away. Leave this job. The main man lets you live. Stay, and the main man paints this whole fragging forest with your inside. Choose. Zabuza had killed hundreds of people. He'd survived assassination attempts, wars, purges. He was one of the 7 swordsmen of the mist. He was also smart enough to recognize a threat. Hidden Mist-jutsu. The fog thickened impossibly. Naruto's enhanced senses pierced it immediately. The main man can see you, smell you, hear you breathing from 50 yards away. Bastich. The main man's got tracking abilities you can't comprehend. Water style, water dragon jutsu. A massive dragon of water erupted from the river, jaws wide, targeting Naruto. Shadow clone jutsu. 50 Narutos appeared, each one using the dispersing water dragon as platforms. They swarmed Zabuza from all angles. The missing 9 was good. Elite Jonin level. His sword carved through clones with ruthless efficiency. But for every clone destroyed, 2 more appeared. How much chakra do you have? Zabuza demanded. The main man's got chakra reserves bigger than your whole fraggin' village. A clone grabbed Zabuza's sword arm. 3 more grabbed his legs. The main man told you to walk away. Water prison jutsu. The sphere of water formed around Naruto, or tried to. Naruto's fist punched through the water prison, disrupting the chakra. The main man's too strong for your bullshit techniques, bandage face. The main man's got strength that makes your little water tricks look like puddles. Kakashi watched in amazement as his student, his genin student, fought an A-rank missing nin to a standstill. Then the Senbon needles struck. Zabuza collapsed, dead. A masked figure appeared, Haku, posing as a mist hunter nin. I'll dispose of the body, the figure said, gathering Zabuza. Wait, Kakashi started. The main man don't think so. Naruto's chain wrapped around Haku's ankle. The main man knows a fake death when he sees one. The main man's died before, remember? The main man knows what real death looks like. Haku released poison Senbon. They bounced off Naruto's skin harmlessly. Poison don't work on the main man. The main man's invulnerable to that shit. Naruto yanked the chain. Now, you gonna drop the act, or the main man's gonna get annoyed? Haku flickered away, vanishing with Zabuza's body. Let them go. Kakashi's command stopped Naruto from pursuing. We need to regroup, analyze, plan. The main man had him. That was a hunter nin from the mist, possibly. We can't risk an international incident. Kakashi was sweating despite his calm voice. Besides, you just fought an A-rank opponent to a draw. As a genin, we need to talk about. The main man don't need to talk. The main man needs to finish the job. Naruto glared at where Haku had vanished. But fine. The main man will wait. The main man's patient when it counts. They returned to Tezuna's house, where the real training and the real conflict would begin. Training arc. The main man levels up. Kakashi's solution to the Zabuza problem was tree walking practice. Chakra control is essential for Naruto walked up the tree on his first try, then walked upside down on a branch, then stood on one finger. The main man's got perfect chakra control. The main man's got perfect everything. Next lesson. Kakashi had never been more frustrated. Fine, water walking then. Naruto walked across the entire lake without ripples. Done. What else you got? This is supposed to take days of practice. The main man ain't ordinary students. The main man learns instantly because the main man's fragging gifted. When the Naruto pulled out his flask. You got any techniques worth teaching, or the main man's gonna go train himself? Kakashi made a decision. Fine. You want advanced training? Let's see how you handle this. He revealed his Sharingan. This is the Copy Ninja's technique library. Over 1,000 jutsu. Pick any 5. If you can learn them by tomorrow, I'll teach you my original technique. The main man picks 10, and the main man learns them by tonight. That's impossible. 12 hours later, Naruto demonstrated mastery of all 10 techniques. Earth style, mud wall. A barrier of earth erupted from the ground. Water style, water bullet. A sphere of compressed water shot from his mouth. Lightning style, lightning beast. Electrical wolves crackled into existence. Fire style, great fireball. A massive inferno blazed across the training ground. Wind style, great breakthrough. A hurricane-force wind demolished trees. The main man's done with your basic shit, mask face. Now show the main man that original technique you promised. Kakashi was silent for a long moment. Then he sighed. You're a monster, you know that? The main man's the main man. There's a difference. Naruto grinned. Now, the main man's waiting. Kakashi taught him the Chidori, or tried to. The lightning flows through your chakra network like this. Chidori! Lightning crackled around Naruto's hand. Perfect, controlled, deadly. You just did it? First try. The main man told you. The main man learns fast. Naruto dispelled the technique. The main man's got an idea though. The main man's gonna combine this with something else. Make it better, make it main man level. What he created over the next 3 days would later be called the most destructive Genin level technique in history. By combining the Chidori's piercing power with the Rasengan's rotating devastation and adding his own overwhelming chakra, Naruto created something new. The main man calls it the Spiral Lightning Fang. The technique was a rotating sphere of lightning and wind chakra that didn't just pierce, it obliterated. When he tested it on a boulder, the resulting explosion carved a crater 50 feet wide. Kakashi stared at the devastation. That's S-rank destruction. The main man don't do anything half-assed. Meanwhile, Sasuke struggled to walk up his tree. Sakura managed basic control. Both watched Naruto's training with growing desperation and envy. How is he so strong? Sakura whispered. Sasuke's Sharingan spun futilely. I don't know, but I'll surpass him. I have to. Naruto overheard and laughed. The main man's waiting, Uchiha, but the main man ain't holding his breath. The bridge battle, the main man's ultra-violence. The final confrontation came at the incomplete bridge. Zabuza, recovered and furious, arrived with Haku and an army of Gado's mercenaries. No more games, Kakashi. This ends now. The main man agrees. Naruto stepped forward, chain unwrapping. The main man's been waiting for round 2. Let's fraggin' go. Haku moved to intercept, ice mirrors forming around Naruto. Demonic ice mirrors. Dozens of reflective surfaces trapped him. You cannot escape this technique. Naruto punched through 3 mirrors simultaneously. The main man don't get trapped, pretty boy. The main man breaks traps. His fists shattered ice like glass. The main man's too strong, too fast, too everything for your bullshit ice house. Haku attacked from all angles. Senbon needles pierced Naruto from every direction. They bounced off his skin. The main man's invulnerable, you stupid bastard. The main man don't take damage from needle pricks. Naruto's regeneration was already healing the few that did manage shallow penetration. The main man's healing factor makes you look like a fragging amateur. Shadow clone jutsu. 100 Narutos filled the mirror prison. They attacked simultaneously, overwhelming Haku's defenses. The ice mirrors shattered. Haku fell, mask cracking. You're incredibly strong, the masked figure whispered. The main man knows. Everyone knows. Naruto grabbed Haku by the throat. Now, the main man's giving you the same choice the main man gave Bandage Face. Walk away. The main man lets you live. Keep fighting, and the main man ends you. I can't. Zabuza is everything to me. Without him, then the main man respects that. Naruto released him. The main man understands loyalty. The main man even respects it. So here's the deal. You and Bandage Face leave after this. Find a new life, new purpose. The main man won't pursue you. The main man's word. Haku stared through his cracked mask. Why would you? Because the main man's got rules, and one of them is, respect people who stick to their code, even if the main man don't agree with it. Naruto turned toward where Zabuza and Kakashi were fighting. But if Bandage Face tries to kill the main man's sensei, all bets are off. Meanwhile, Zabuza was losing. Kakashi's Sharingan had memorized his patterns. Water clones were destroyed instantly. The executioner's blade was growing heavy. Water style, great waterfall. Lightning style, lightning cable. Kakashi's counter electrified the water, shocking Zabuza. The missing 9 stumbled, chakra depleting. Then Gato arrived with his army. The demon of the mist defeated by Konoha brats. The shipping magnate grinned greedily. I was going to pay you, Zabuza, but dead missing nin don't need payment. Kill them all. 50 mercenaries charged. Naruto smiled. The main man was waiting for this. What happened next would become legend in Wave Country. Naruto moved through the mercenaries like a force of nature. His chain carved through bodies. His fists shattered bones. His brutal efficiency left no survivors among those who attacked. Shadow Clone Jutsu. 500 clones appeared. The main man's here to collect. The clones didn't just fight, they dominated. Every mercenary who faced Naruto or his clones was broken-leading, begging for mercy. There was no mercy. The main man don't spare bastard faces who try to kill him. The main man fragging destroys them. Kakashi tried to intervene. Naruto, some of them are surrendering. The main man don't care. They chose their side. The main man's just showing them the consequences. Blood painted the bridge. Screams echoed across the water. Gado's army was annihilated in under 5 minutes. Gado himself tried to run. Naruto's chain wrapped around his ankle, dragging him back. The main man's got questions, you greasy bastard, starting with, where's all that money you've been stealing? I'll pay you. Double, triple, anything. The main man's already taking everything. The main man's just deciding whether you get to live to regret it. Naruto's grin was terrifying. Lucky for you, the main man's in a good mood. So here's the deal. You transfer all your assets to Tazuna and Wave Country. Every Ryo, every property, every fragging thing you own. Then you leave and never come back. Break this deal and the main man hunts you down personally. The main man's word. Gado agreed frantically. Within an hour, Wave Country was free and wealthy. Tazuna wept with gratitude. Thank you. Thank you so much. The main man don't need thanks. The main man needs payment. Naruto held out his hand. Triple rate, remember? Tazuna paid, out of Gado's confiscated funds. Zabuza and Haku, watching from the bridge's edge, approached carefully. You could have killed us, Zabuza said. The main man could have. The main man didn't. There's a difference. Naruto tossed them a scroll. The main man's got a proposition. You two work for the main man sometimes. Specific jobs, good pay, honorable work. Think about it. Why would you? Because the main man respects warriors who stick to their code. The main man can use people like that. His grin widened. Plus, the main man's building a crew. The main man's gonna need people who can handle themselves when shit gets real. Zabuza took the scroll. We'll consider it. The main man will be in touch. They left, alive, employed, and utterly confused about what just happened. Return to Konoha, the main man's reputation. The mission report to the Hokage was complicated. So let me understand this, Hiruzen said slowly. You turned a C-rank escort into a B-rank combat mission. You fought and defeated an A-rank missing nin. You single-handedly eliminated 50 mercenaries. You confiscated a shipping empire's assets, and you recruited the same missing nin who tried to kill you? The main man's efficient, Naruto said. The main man don't waste opportunities. This is highly irregular. The main man completed the mission. The main man protected the client. The main man even made a profit for the village. Naruto dropped a payment scroll on the desk. The main man's cut from Gado's funds, 10 million Ryo. The main man's feeling generous, so the village gets 20%. The main man keeps the rest. Hiruzen stared at the scroll. You're giving the village 2 million Ryo? The main man pays his taxes. The main man's honorable like that. Naruto stood. Now, the main man's done with D-rank bullshit, right? The main man proved he can handle real missions. Naruto, you're still technically a genin. The main man's technically the strongest genin in village history. The main man wants missions that match his skill level. The main man's got a reputation to build. Kakashi, standing beside him, nodded reluctantly. He's right, Hokage-sama. Naruto's abilities far exceed genin level. Keeping him on D ranks is a waste of village resources. Fine. Hiruzen pulled out a mission scroll. B rank, bandit elimination in Fire Country, leave tomorrow. The main man accepts. Naruto took the scroll. See, that wasn't hard. The main man just needs people to recognize reality. After they left, Hiruzen slumped in his chair. That boy is going to reshape this entire village. Is that a good thing? An Anbu asked from the shadows. I honestly don't know. The Chunin exams announcement. The main man's next stage. 3 months of B and A rank missions followed. Naruto's reputation exploded. The main man of Konoha, the unkillable genin, the demon container who laughs at death. Stories spread. He'd walked through a bandit fortress, killing everyone inside without a scratch. He'd fought a Jonin-level missing nin and won by regenerating from being cut in half. He'd collected debts from feudal lords by dangling them from castle walls. When Kakashi announced the Chunin exams, Naruto's response was immediate. The main man's in. When's it start? Next month, in Konoha. It'll be genin from all 5 great nations. Kakashi looked at his team. This is your chance to prove yourselves on an international stage. Sasuke's eyes gleamed. Finally, a real challenge. Sakura looked nervous. Are we ready? The main man's ready. The main man's been ready. Naruto cracked his knuckles. The main man's gonna show these foreign bastard faces what Konoha's really about. The main man's gonna dominate so hard, they'll be telling stories for generations. It's not about domination, Naruto. It's about demonstrating your skills. For the main man, domination is demonstrating skills. His grin was feral. The main man's gonna make these exams legendary. He wasn't exaggerating. Chunin exams. First stage, the main man's intelligence. The written exam was supposed to test information gathering and decision-making under pressure. Morino Ibiki, the proctor, explained the rules with sadistic glee. 10 questions. Get caught cheating 3 times, you're disqualified. 10th question comes later. Begin. Naruto looked at the questions. Advanced cryptography, strategic analysis, theoretical tactical scenarios. He finished in 8 minutes. Then he slept. Ibiki walked past, saw the completed test, and nearly stumbled. Every answer was perfect, including calculations that required Jonin-level tactical knowledge. How did he? The main man reads bastage, Naruto mumbled, eyes still closed. The main man's smart and strong. The main man's the total package. The other genin struggled. Some cheated with Sharingan, some with puppet techniques, some with pure luck. Naruto snored. When the 10th question was announced, a psychological test about commitment, Naruto stood up. The main man's got something to say. Ibiki raised an eyebrow. Speak. This whole test is bullshit. The main man knows what you're doing. You're testing whether we'll risk everything for advancement, whether we'll bet our careers on unknown odds. It's a fragging loyalty test disguised as an exam. Naruto grinned. The main man appreciates the mind game. The main man respects the psychology. But the main man's answer is simple. The main man don't care about risks. The main man don't care about odds. The main man's taking this exam, passing this exam, and becoming Chunin because the main man's the best. Period. The main man's word. Silence. Then Ibiki smiled, a rare, genuine expression. You pass. All of you who stayed, pass. Naruto sat back down. Told you it was bullshit. Second stage. Forest of Death. The main man's hunting grounds. Anko Mitarashi explained the second exam with manic energy. 44 training grounds filled with deadly creatures, 3 days. Collect both scrolls, heaven and earth, and make it to the tower, or die trying. The main man's got a question, Naruto said. What? Can the main man kill other teams? Anko blinked. Technically killing is... The main man's asking if it's allowed, not if it's recommended. The main man needs to know the rules before the main man breaks them. Killing is discouraged but not explicitly forbidden. Good enough. The main man's hunting. He turned to his team. The main man's getting both scrolls in the first hour. You two can follow or stay here. The main man don't care. Team 7 entered the forest. 30 minutes later, they encountered their first opposing team, a group from Rain Village. Hand over your scroll, the Rain team leader demanded. The main man's got a better idea. Naruto's chain wrapped around all 3 genin simultaneously. You hand over your scroll, then you run. The main man's feeling generous today. They attacked. Bad idea. Naruto didn't just defeat them, he demoralized them. His regeneration made their attacks useless. His strength made their defenses meaningless. His brutal efficiency made their training irrelevant. 3 minutes later, Team 7 had both scrolls. The main man told you to run, Naruto said to the crying Rain genin. The main man's a man of his word. Run, now. They ran. That was excessive, Sakura said quietly. The main man's efficient. There's a difference. Naruto headed toward the tower. The main man's done here. The main man's got the scrolls. The main man's... A massive snake erupted from the trees. Orochimaru appeared, smiling with borrowed flesh. Well, the container. How interesting. Naruto's eyes narrowed. The main man knows a snake bastich when he sees one. You're the main man's old snake pervert that fragged off from the village. Perceptive. I am indeed. The main man don't care who you are. The main man cares that you're in the main man's way. Naruto's chakra exploded outward. The main man's giving you 5 seconds to leave, then the main man gets violent. Orochimaru's smile widened. Such power, such potential. I must have you. Naruto blitzed him. The Sannin barely avoided decapitation. Fast. Too fast. Shadow clone jutsu. 200 Narutos appeared. The main man's gonna frag you up, snake face. What followed was perhaps the most one-sided fight of Orochimaru's career. He was a Sannin, legendary, one of the 3 greatest shinobi alive. Naruto was breaking him. 8 branches technique. Orochimaru transformed into a massive 8-headed snake. Naruto grabbed one head and tore it off. The main man's fought bigger. The main man's fought meaner. The main man's immortal bastich. You can't win. Kusanagi sword? The legendary blade emerged from the snake's mouth. Naruto caught it with his teeth. The blade shattered. Orochimaru's borrowed body was failing. The Nine-Tails chakra mixed with something else. Something wrong. Something that defied his understanding of power. What? What are you? The main man's the guy who's about to end your whole fragging career. Naruto's fist cratered into the snake's center mass. The main man's? Orochimaru substituted away, retreating deeper into the forest. This isn't over, container. I will have your body. The main man will be waiting, Bastish. Sasuke and Sakura could only stare. You just fought a Sannin, Sakura whispered. The main man fights everyone. The main man don't discriminate. Naruto headed toward the tower again. Now let's finish this exam before the main man gets bored. They reached the tower in 47 minutes, a new record. Preliminary matches, the main man's exhibition. The third Hokage explained the preliminary rounds. Too many teams passed. We need to reduce numbers. These matches will be one-on-one, randomly selected, elimination style. The board displayed the first match, Naruto Uzumaki versus Kiba Inuzuka. Kiba grinned confidently. Finally, I'll show everyone I'm stronger than the dead last. Naruto yawned. The main man's gonna make this quick. The main man's got lunch plans. Begin. Kiba and Akamaru launched their assault. Fang over fang. Naruto caught the mid-spin. With one hand. The main man's bored already. He threw them into the wall. The main man was promised a challenge. The main man demands a refund. Kiba struggled up, bleeding. You? How? The main man's strong. You stupid bastish. The main man's too strong for fragging Genin tricks. Naruto walked toward him. The main man's gonna give you one free hit. The main man won't block, won't dodge. Hit the main man as hard as you can. Show the main man what you've got. Kiba, desperate, channeled everything into one punch. It connected perfectly with Naruto's face. His fist shattered on impact. The main man's invulnerable, moron. The main man's got durability that makes your little puppy punches look like massages. Naruto didn't even have a bruise. The main man's done playing. One punch. Kiba was unconscious. Winner, Naruto Uzumaki. The crowd was silent. Then they erupted. Who is that kid? He didn't even try. That's the main man of Konoha. Naruto walked back to the waiting area, ignoring the stares. The main man needs better competition. The final setup, the main man's declaration. After all preliminary matches concluded, the finalists were announced. The matches would be held in 1 month, giving everyone time to train. Naruto's scheduled opponent, Neji Hyuga. The genius, the prodigy, the believer in fate. When they crossed paths after the announcement, Neji spoke first. You're strong. I acknowledge that, but fate has already determined the outcome of our match. I am destined to. The main man don't believe in fate, bastich. The main man believes in results. Naruto got in Neji's face. The main man's gonna break your whole fragging philosophy in front of everyone. The main man's gonna prove that destiny is just an excuse weak bastich faces use when they're too scared to change reality. You cannot change fate. The main man's immortal, pretty eyes. The main man's already defied fate just by existing. The main man's gonna defy it again by crushing you. His grin was savage. Train hard. The main man wants you at your best when the main man shatters everything you believe. Neji's Byakugan activated. He saw Naruto's chakra, massive, violent, barely contained. He saw the Nine Tails. He saw something else, something that shouldn't exist. An alien presence merged so completely with the host that they were indistinguishable. What are you? The main man's the main man. That's all that matters. See you in a month, Bashtish. Training month, the main man's preparation. Jiraiya appeared 3 days later. The legendary Sannin, self-proclaimed super pervert, arrived with his usual bravado. Yo, I heard there was a talented. Naruto punched him through a building. The main man knows who you are, toad pervert. The main man knows you were supposed to be training the main man years ago. The main man knows you fragged off to research books instead of doing your job. Naruto walked through the hole he'd made. The main man's got two choices for you. Train the main man properly, or the main man beats you until you can't train anyone. Jiraiya, picking himself up from the rubble, was impressed despite himself. You've got spirit, kid, but I don't train just anyone. The main man ain't anyone. The main man's Minato's son. The main man's the Nine Tails' container. The main man's the strongest genin in village history, and the main man's giving you one chance to prove you're worth his time. Jiraiya's expression hardened. Minato's son, huh? Hiruzen told me, but you don't act anything like your father. The main man ain't his father. The main man's the main man. Now, you training the main man or the main man's finding someone competent? Fine, but if I'm training you, we do it my way. The main man's way or no way, pervert. The main man's the student here, but the main man sets the terms. They stared at each other. Then Jiraiya laughed. You really are something else, kid. All right, let's see what you can do. What followed was the most intense month of training in either of their lives. Jiraiya tried to teach him toad summoning. Naruto learned it in 3 days, but the toads refused to work with him. The main man's energy is wrong, Gamabunta the boss toad explained. Not evil, just not from here. It makes us uncomfortable. The main man don't need summons anyway. The main man's got his own power. Jiraiya tried to teach him the Rasengan variants. Naruto already knew them and had created his own versions that made Jiraiya's look tame. How did you? The main man's a fast learner, pervert. The main man already told you. What Naruto did need was refinement, control, precision. You're powerful, kid. Maybe the most powerful genin I've ever seen, but power without control is just destruction. The main man likes destruction. Yeah, well, sometimes you need to destroy the right thing, not everything. Jiraiya demonstrated. Watch, Rasengan can be controlled, focused, used for precision strikes instead of just devastation. Naruto paid attention. For once, he actually listened. By the end of the month, his Rasengan could carve through stone like butter, or delicately remove a single leaf from a tree without disturbing the others. The main man's ready, he announced. The main man's gonna show everyone what real power looks like. Jiraiya watched him go, wondering what the hell he just unleashed on the world. The finals, the main man's showcase. Konoha Stadium was packed. Civilians, shinobi, feudal lords, everyone came to watch the Chunin exam finals. Naruto's match was third. He spent the first 2 matches sleeping. Naruto Uzumaki versus Neji Hyuga. Competitors enter the arena! Naruto dropped from the stands, landing with enough force to crater the ground. Neji walked calmly down the stairs. You're late, Neji said. The main man arrives exactly when the main man means to. Naruto stretched. The main man was waiting for you to finish your meditation or whatever philosophical bullshit you were doing. The proctor, Genma Shiranui, stepped between them. Rules are simple. Fight until one surrenders, is knocked out, or I call it. Ready? The main man's ready. Fate is ready to demonstrate your limits. Begin! Neji activated his Byakugan immediately. 8 trigrams, 64 palms. He moved with precision, striking Naruto's chakra points with perfect accuracy. Every single strike hit. Naruto didn't block, didn't dodge. When Neji finished, breathing hard, Naruto grinned. The main man felt that, kinda tickled. He rolled his shoulders. The main man's turn. That's impossible. I sealed your chakra points. The main man's chakra don't play by your rules, Bastich. The main man's got so much chakra, so much power, that your little point sealing is like trying to drain the ocean with a straw. Naruto's chakra exploded outward, red mixing with something darker. The main man's showing you reality now. He moved. Neji's Byakugan tracked him, barely. The genius positioned himself for 8 trigrams, revolving heaven, the ultimate defense. Naruto punched through it. The rotating chakra barrier shattered like glass. Naruto's fist connected with Neji's chest, sending him flying across the arena. The main man's too strong for defenses, pretty eyes. The main man's too strong for fate. Naruto charged forward. The main man's gonna break your whole fragging worldview. Neji struggled up, blood on his lips. You cannot change fate. The main man's immortal. The main man's already changed fate by existing. The main man's supposed to be dead 1,000 times over, but the main man's still here, still fighting, still winning. Naruto grabbed Neji's collar. Your fate bullshit is just an excuse to not try, an excuse to accept limits. The main man don't accept anything. Gentle fist, 8 trigrams, 128 palms. Neji's desperate assault struck every chakra point simultaneously. Naruto's body lit up with blocked pathways. Then they all reopened. The main man told you. The main man's got regeneration that makes your techniques useless. Naruto headbutted Neji. The main man heals from everything. The main man adapts to everything. The main man overcomes everything. Then you're saying I can never win? The main man's saying you can win if you stop believing in fragging fate and start believing in yourself. Naruto released him. Fight the main man with everything you've got. Not because fate says you should, because you choose to, because you want to be strong, because you decide your own path. Something in Neji's eyes changed. His Byakugan flared brighter than ever before. You're right. I've been hiding behind fate, using it as armor against responsibility. Neji got into stance. Let me show you what the Hyuga can really do when we stop limiting ourselves. What followed was the most spectacular taijutsu exhibition the Chunin exams had ever seen. Neji pushed his gentle fist beyond its traditional limits. He combined techniques in new ways. He adapted mid-fight, learning from every exchange. Naruto laughed with genuine joy. Yes, this is what the main man wanted. Real fight, real power, real effort. They traded blows for 10 minutes straight. The crowd watched in awe as a genius and a monster pushed each other to their limits. Finally, Naruto decided to end it. Spiral Lightning Fang. The rotating sphere of lightning and wind chakra erupted from his palm. Neji saw it coming with his Byakugan, saw the impossible amount of chakra involved, saw there was no defense. He tried revolving heaven anyway. The two techniques collided. Neji's defense lasted 3 seconds before shattering. The explosion carved a crater 20 feet deep. When the smoke cleared, Neji was unconscious. Naruto was standing over him, offering a hand. The main man respects you, Hyuga. The main man respects anyone who fights that hard. The main man's word. The medical team rushed in. Winner, Naruto Uzumaki. The stadium erupted in cheers. Naruto walked back to the waiting area, ignoring the attention. He had more fights ahead, and the main man was just getting started. The invasion. The main man's war. The finals had barely progressed when the invasion began. Sound and sand forces attacked simultaneously. Orochimaru killed the Kazekage and impersonated him. Konoha was under siege. Most shinobi panicked. Naruto grinned. The main man was waiting for some real fragging action. The stadium was under genjutsu. Civilians slept while enemy forces mobilized. The Hokage was engaged with Orochimaru and his reanimated predecessors. Naruto looked at his team. The main man's going hunting. You bastard faces coming? Or the main man's doing this solo? We're coming, Sasuke said, Sharingan active. For once, I agree with the idiot, Sakura added. The main man ain't an idiot. The main man's a professional. He cracked his knuckles. Now let's go break some invaders. They moved through the village like a coordinated unit. For the first time ever. Sasuke's Sharingan tracked enemy movements. Sakura protected civilians. Naruto obliterated anything in their path. A platoon of Sound Nin blocked their path. The main man's gonna make this quick. The main man's got a Hokage to save. Shadow Clone Jutsu. 300 Narutos appeared. The main man's cleaning house. The battle was one-sided. Sound Nin had numbers. Naruto had everything else. His clones used every technique he'd learned. Rasengan variants tore through defenses. Lightning techniques fried entire squads. Wind jutsu created tornadoes that scattered enemy formations. And through it all, Naruto's regeneration made him effectively immortal. The main man's taking damage and healing faster than you bastard faces can dish it out. He laughed while impaled by 3 swords. The wounds closed around the blades, trapping them. The main man's invulnerable. Within 20 minutes, the sound forces in that sector were eliminated or retreating. The main man's done here. Time to check on the old man. They reached the rooftop where Hiruzen fought Orochimaru. The 3rd Hokage was losing. Blood ran from dozens of wounds. His chakra was depleting. The reanimated 1st and 2nd Hokage pressed their advantage. Dead demon consuming seal. Hiruzen's desperate gambit began. The Shinigami appeared, ready to take souls. The main man don't think so. Naruto's voice cut through the chaos. He blitzed past the barrier, chain wrapping around Orochimaru's throat. The main man told you before, Snakeface. The main man was going to end your career. The main man keeps his word. The 1st and 2nd Hokage turned their attention to Naruto. Deep forest emergence, water style, water severing wave. Combined attacks from legendary shinobi. Naruto tanked both. The trees impaled him. The water cut him in half. He regenerated in seconds. The main man's immortal, you undead bastard faces. The main man don't stay dead. His body knitted back together, organs reforming, bones reconnecting. The main man's the unkillable main man. Orochimaru's eyes widened. That's not possible. No regeneration is that. The main man ain't normal regeneration. The main man's got healing that defies your fragging biology. Naruto's fist connected with the barrier, cracking it. The main man's breaking through. The main man's ending this. The barrier can't be broken from inside. The main man's too strong for can't. Another punch. More cracks. The main man don't accept limitations. Hiruzen, watching in amazement, made a decision. He dispersed the dead demon-consuming seal. Naruto, I'm trusting you too. The main man's got this, old man. The main man's paying back all those ramen vouchers. Naruto's 3rd punch shattered the barrier completely. The sound form maintaining the barrier collapsed, dead from backlash. Orochimaru tried to retreat. Naruto's chain caught his leg. The main man said this ends. The main man's word is final. What followed was the most brutal beatdown Orochimaru had ever experienced. Every technique he used, Naruto countered or ignored. Every substitution, Naruto tracked and pursued. Every defense, Naruto shattered. 8 branches technique. Naruto tore through all 8 heads, grabbing Orochimaru's true body from inside. The main man's ending your whole fragging operation, snake face. Kusanagi sword. Naruto ate it, literally bit through the legendary blade and spat it out. The main man's invulnerable bastich. The main man's too tough for swords. Orochimaru, desperate, tried his trump card. Living corpse reincarnation. His soul attempted to transfer into Naruto's body. It bounced off. The main man's already got a tenant, moron. The 9 tails. Plus whatever the frag the main man is. There's no room for your fragging soul. Naruto's grin was terrifying. The main man's mind is fortified. Orochimaru's technique failed. His soul snapped back into his failing body. Naruto didn't kill him. He did worse. The main man's taking your arms, bastich. The main man's making sure you can't do your fragging hand signs anymore. His hands moved faster than Orochimaru could react. The sickening crack of shattering bones echoed across the rooftop. Orochimaru's arms hung useless, every bone pulverized. The main man's sparing your life, because the main man's got honor, but the main man's making sure you remember, don't frag with Konoha. Don't frag with the main man. The main man's word. Orochimaru retreated, broken and defeated. The reanimated Hokage, released from Orochimaru's control, looked at Naruto with something like respect. You're incredible, boy, the 1st Hokage said before fading. Protect this village. The main man protects what's his, Naruto replied. Hiruzen, badly wounded but alive, smiled. Thank you, Naruto. The main man don't need thanks. The main man needs the old man to not die. He called for medical support. The main man ain't ready to lose his favorite ramen voucher dispenser. The Hokage laughed weakly. Still only care about ramen? The main man cares about what matters. Ramen, honor, results. Naruto looked over the village, still fighting in the streets below. The main man's going back to work. The main man's got invaders to frag up. He left Hiruzen with the medical team and dove back into the battle. Aftermath. The main man's promotion, the invasion was repelled. Konoha survived. The cost was high. Hundreds of shinobi dead, thousands of civilians injured, infrastructure destroyed. But they won, and everyone knew who'd made the difference. The main man of Konoha. 3 days after the invasion, Hiruzen, recovered enough to function, called a village assembly. Konoha has faced great darkness and emerged stronger. Today we recognize those who made that possible. He looked directly at Naruto. Naruto Uzumaki, step forward. Naruto did, ignoring the whispers. You engaged the enemy with exceptional skill. You protected civilians. You defeated an S-rank criminal. You saved my life. Hiruzen smiled. Effective immediately. You are promoted to Chunin. Furthermore, I'm authorizing you for B and A-rank solo missions. The crowd erupted, half in cheers, half in protests. He's too young. He's dangerous. He's the demon. Naruto's voice cut through the noise. The main man don't give a frag what you bastish faces think. The main man earned this. The main man proved himself. The main man's done playing politics. Naruto. Iruka's voice held warning. No, teach. The main man's done being quiet. He faced the crowd. The main man's protected this village. The main man's bled for this village. The main man's killed for this village. And half you bastish faces still treat the main man like garbage. His chakra flared. So here's the main man's terms. The main man's taking this promotion. The main man's doing missions that match his level. And anyone who's got a problem with that can take it up with the main man personally. The main man's waiting. No one challenged him. Good. The main man's glad we understand each other. He turned to Hiruzen. The main man accepts the promotion. The main man's ready for his next assignment. Hiruzen handed him a scroll. A rank. Investigate missing 9 activity in Ricefield Country. Solo mission. Leave when ready. The main man's leaving now. Naruto headed for the exit. The main man's got work to do. He vanished. The assembly dissolved into chaos. Hiruzen watched him go, wondering, not for the first time, what the future held for Naruto Uzumaki. Ichiraku Ramen. 1 week after the invasion, Naruto sat at his usual spot working through his 7th bowl. Heard you made chunin, Tochi said, cooking the next order. The main man earned it. Heard you're taking solo missions now. The main man works best alone. The main man don't need a team slowing him down. He slurped noodles. The main man's building his own crew, his own way, people who earn their place. Like Zabuza and Haku? The main man's got contacts all over now, missing nin who respect the main man's honor, merchants who trust the main man's word, even some feudal lords who pay the main man good money for discreet work. Naruto finished the bowl. The main man's building an empire, old man. The main man's gonna be the strongest, richest, most feared bastish in all 5 nations. And then what? The question hung in the air. Naruto was quiet for a long moment. The main man don't know. The main man's never thought that far ahead. The main man's always just focused on surviving, getting stronger, proving himself. He looked at his reflection in the broth. But maybe the main man wants to build something. Leave something behind. Show everyone that the main man was more than just the demon container. You already are more than that, Naruto. The main man knows, but the main man wants everyone else to know too. He slapped payment on the counter. The main man's got a mission tomorrow, Ricefield Country. The main man's probably going to be gone a few weeks. Stay safe. The main man's immortal, old man. The main man don't do safe. The main man does successful. He stood, chain rattling. But the main man appreciates the concern. The main man will bring you back some exotic ingredients if the main man finds any. I'd like that. Naruto walked out into the Konoha night. The village was rebuilding. Lights flickered in windows. People laughed and cried and lived. And somewhere in the darkness, the main man of Konoha prepared for his next adventure. Because this was just the beginning. The Chunin exams were over. The invasion was repelled. Orochimaru was defeated. But Naruto Uzumaki, the main man, the unkillable, the force of nature, was far from finished. He had a world to conquer, an empire to build, a legend to forge, and he would do it his way, the main man's way, always. The rain hammered Ricefield Country like the gods themselves were pissing on the world. Naruto stood atop a warehouse roof, chain coiled around his arm, watching a convoy of missing nin transport what his intelligence said was experimental weaponry. Stolen from Konoha during the invasion, sold to the highest bidder. The main man hates thieves, he muttered, pulling out his flask. The main man especially hates bastish faces who steal from the main man's village. 3 weeks since the invasion. 3 weeks since his promotion. 3 weeks of solo A-rank missions that were supposed to take months, but the main man completed in days. This one, supposed to be reconnaissance only. Fuck that. The main man's done watching. He dropped from the roof, landing in front of the convoy with enough force to crater the road. Evening, Bastage faces. The main man's here to collect what you stole. You can hand it over peaceful-like, or the main man can get creative with the violence. The main man's good either way. The convoy stopped. 20 missing 9 emerged from the wagons. Their leader, a massive brute with a sword bigger than Naruto, laughed. You're the brat from Konoha? The one they call the main man? The main man's the only one who calls the main man that. Everyone else just screams. Naruto grinned. Now, weapons, hand them over. The main man's on a schedule. Kill him. All 20 attacks simultaneously. Shadow clone jutsu. 50 Narutos appeared. The main man's warming up. The first missing nin swung a kunai at Naruto's throat. It shattered on impact. The main man's invulnerable, moron. The main man's told you Bastage faces this before. He grabbed the nin's head and slammed it through the wagon. The main man's durability is fraggin' legendary. Fire-style Phoenix Flower Jutsu. A missing nin launched fireballs. Naruto caught one in his hand. The flames burned his palm to bone, then regenerated completely. The main man heals from everything. The main man's immortal. He threw the fireball back, enhanced with his own chakra. It detonated like a bomb, vaporizing 3 missing 9. The main man's also got better aim than you fraggin' amateurs. The convoy leader charged, massive sword swinging for decapitation. Naruto's chain wrapped around the blade mid-swing. The main man's fought bigger swords wielded by tougher Bastage faces. The main man's unimpressed. He yanked. The sword flew from the leader's hands. Dark spun through the air and Naruto caught it. The main man's also a weapons expert. He tested the weight. Decent craftsmanship. The main man's keeping this. Lightning style. False darkness. A spear of lightning pierced Naruto's chest. He looked down at the hole through his lung. That tickled. The wound closed. Heart reformed. Lung regenerated. Blood flowed backward into his body. The main man's healing factor is fraggin' unstoppable. The main man can't die. The main man's tried. He charged forward, chain and stolen sword working in tandem. The main man's gonna show you what real ultra-violence looks like. What followed was carnage. Naruto didn't just fight, he dominated. His chain carved through defenses like they were tissue paper. The stolen sword decapitated 3 missing 9 in one swing. His clones coordinated attacks with inhuman precision. Rasengan! He drove the spiraling sphere into a 9's stomach. The resulting explosion painted the road with viscera. Wind-style Rasen Shuriken! An experimental technique he developed during travel. The rotating disc of wind chakra expanded, slicing everything in a 30-foot radius into molecular ribbons. When the technique dissipated, 15 missing nin were dead. Their bodies didn't even have time to fall. They were too thoroughly destroyed. The convoy leader, bleeding from a dozen wounds, tried to run. Naruto's chain caught his ankle. The main man said the main man was on a schedule. The main man meant it. He dragged the leader back. Now, the main man's got questions. Answer honestly, and the main man makes it quick. Lie, and the main man gets creative. I'll tell you anything. Just, where's the weapons cache? The main man knows you Bastage faces stole more than what's in these wagons. Hidden base, 20 miles north. Abandoned monastery. The combination is... Naruto snapped his neck before he could finish. The main man don't need combinations. The main man's got keys. He held up his fists. The main man calls them violence and more violence. He loaded the convoy wagons with the stolen weapons, created 200 shadow clones to transport them back to Konoha, then headed north. The abandoned monastery was exactly where the leader said. Heavy guards, traps everywhere, defensive seals carved into every surface. Naruto walked through the front gate. The traps triggered, explosive tags detonated, seals activated, poison senbon launched from hidden mechanisms. He regenerated through all of it. The main man's immune to poison. The main man heals from explosions. The main man's too tough for your bullshit security. He kicked down the reinforced door. The main man's also got 0 patience for locked doors. Inside, another 30 missing 9 waited. And something else. A massive figure stepped from the shadows, 8 feet tall, covered in experimental armor made from the stolen Konoha technology, wielding weapons that crackled with unstable chakra. You're the main man? The figure's voice was distorted by the helmet. The one who embarrassed Orochimaru, defeated Zabuza, survived the invasion? The main man's all that and more, Bastish. The main man's also the guy who's about to turn you into a fragging smear. Naruto's chain unwrapped. The main man's giving you one chance. Surrender the weapons, disband your organization, and the main man lets you live. Refuse, and the main man adds you to his body count. I am Kuro, former Anbu, former Konoha elite, and I will be the one to kill the demon container. Naruto's grin widened. The main man loves when Bastish faces make it personal. The main man's gonna enjoy this. Kuro moved with Anbu speed, faster than Missing Nin, faster than most Jonin. Naruto was faster. He appeared behind Kuro before the former Anbu could complete his first attack. The main man's speed is superhuman, Bastish. The main man's reflexes make your Anbu training look like fragging slow motion. Lightning Blade. Kuro's hand crackled with concentrated lightning, a Chidori variant. Naruto caught it. With his face, the lightning technique destroyed his skull. Brain matter splattered across the wall, then regenerated. The main man's immortal, remember? The main man's healing factor is fragging divine. His intact head grinned at Kuro's shocked expression. The main man survived worse before breakfast. Earth-style, iron skin jutsu. Kuro's body hardened to steel. Naruto punched through it. His fist emerged from Kuro's back, holding the former Anbu's spine. The main man's strength is superhuman too, Bastish. The main man don't care about your defenses. He yanked, ripping the spine free. Kuro's body collapsed, paralyzed but alive. The main man told you to surrender. The other Missing Nin attacked in desperation. Shadow Clone Jutsu. 300 Narutos filled the monastery. The main man's ending this. The battle was systematic extermination. Naruto's clones coordinated like a military unit because the main man had read every tactical manual in Konoha's library and memorized them all. Water style, Water Dragon Jutsu. 20 clones launched the technique simultaneously. The monastery flooded. Lightning style, Electromagnetic Murder. Naruto electrified the water. Every Missing Nine convulsed, their nervous systems frying. Wind style, Vacuum Wave. He dispersed the water, leaving 27 corpses and 3 survivors. The survivors were paralyzed with fear. The main man's giving you Bastish faces a choice, Naruto said, walking through the carnage. Option 1. You work for the main man. The main man's building a crew. The main man needs people who can handle Black Ops shit. The main man pays well, treats his people fair, and never sends them on suicide missions. Option 2. The main man kills you right fragging now. Choose fast, the main man's got lunch plans. 2 chose option 1. 1 chose death. Naruto obliged him. Welcome to the main man's crew, Bastish faces. The main man's Zabuza and Haku will contact you with your first assignment. He pulled out a communication scroll. The main man's building something big. The main man's building an empire that operates outside the village system, but still protects Konoha's interests. The main man's revolutionary like that. He spent the next hour cataloging the stolen weapons, sealing them in storage scrolls, and setting up a dead drop for his new recruits. By sunset, the mission was complete. 300 stolen weapons recovered. 2 major Missing Nine operations destroyed. 3 new recruits for his growing organization. The main man returned to Konoha 3 days ahead of schedule. Hokage's office. Mission debrief. Hiruzen looked exhausted. The invasion had aged him a decade, but his eyes were sharp as he read Naruto's report. You were supposed to investigate and report back, the Hokage said slowly. Not eliminate 2 entire criminal organizations single-handedly. The main man's efficient, Naruto replied. The main man saw an opportunity to solve the problem permanently. The main man took it. You recruited Missing Nine. The main man recruited assets. There's a difference. Naruto dropped 3 sealed scrolls on the desk. The main man's got Zabuza and Haku coordinating them. The main man's building a network of operatives who can handle the wet work Konoha can't officially touch. The main man's doing your dirty work for you, old man. That's highly irregular. The main man's highly irregular. The main man's also highly effective. He pointed at the scrolls. All recovered weapons. The main man's inventory is inside. The main man even found some experimental stuff the R&D department's gonna love. Hiruzen was silent for a long moment. Then he sighed. You're creating a shadow organization within Konoha's infrastructure. The main man's creating results. The main man don't care about the politics. The council will care. The main man don't give a frag what the council thinks. The main man works for you, old man. The main man's loyalty is to Konoha, not to bureaucratic bastish faces who've never seen real combat. Naruto stood. The main man's next assignment? Hiruzen pulled out another scroll. S rank. Akatsuki has been spotted operating near the border. Intelligence suggests they're targeting Biju. You are to observe, gather information, and report back. Do not engage. Naruto took the scroll. The main man will observe. The main man will gather information. But if those bastish faces threaten the main man or his people, the main man's engaging. The main man don't run from fights. Naruto, the main man's word is final, old man. The main man's too valuable to waste on pure reconnaissance. The main man's a weapon. Use him right. He headed for the door. The main man leaves tomorrow. The main man's got preparations to make. After he left, Hiruzen slumped in his chair. An Anbu appeared from the shadows. He's becoming too independent, Hokage-sama. Too powerful. Too dangerous. He's becoming exactly what we need, Hiruzen corrected. Someone strong enough to protect this village from the threats I can barely comprehend. Someone loyal enough to choose Konoha over everything else. Someone brutal enough to do what's necessary. He lit his pipe. I just hope we can guide that power. Because if we lose Naruto's loyalty, he didn't finish. He didn't need to. Ichiraku Ramen. Midnight. Naruto sat alone, working through his fifth bowl. The shop was technically closed, but Tochi always kept it open late for his best customer. Heard you completed another mission, Tochi said, preparing the next bowl. The main man completed 3 missions worth of work in 1 mission's time. The main man's efficient like that. Naruto slurped noodles. The main man's leaving tomorrow. S rank this time. The main man's moving up in the world. S rank as a chunin? The main man ain't a normal chunin. The main man's the strongest bastish in this village outside the Hokage. Maybe stronger. He grinned. The main man's special. Your father would be proud. Naruto's expression flickered, just for a moment. The main man don't know about that. The main man never knew his old man. The main man built himself from nothing. Hiruzen told me who your father was, the 4th Hokage, Minato Namikaze. Silence. Then Naruto laughed, without humor. The main man's the son of a hero? The main man's legacy? That's fraggin' rich. He finished his bowl. The main man don't care. The main man built his own legend. The main man don't need his father's reputation. Maybe he doesn't need it, but maybe knowing would help. Help what? The main man's already the strongest. The main man's already feared. The main man's already got everything he needs. But his voice was quieter. What would knowing change? Maybe nothing, maybe everything. Tochi set down the fresh bowl. Your father sealed the 9 tails inside you to protect the village. He believed you'd be seen as a hero. He wanted you to have a good life. Well, the main man didn't get that, did he? The main man got hatred, fear, violence. Naruto stared at the ramen. But the main man also got strong. The main man also got power. The main man also got skills that make him unstoppable. So maybe dear old dad did the main man a favor. The main man's life of shit made him into something nobody can fraggin' touch. Is that what you really think? Naruto was quiet for a long moment. The main man don't know what the main man thinks. The main man just knows what the main man does. And the main man does what's necessary. Always. He finished his ramen in silence, paid triple what he owed, and vanished into the night. Tochi watched him go, wondering if the boy who'd eaten at his stand for years was finally starting to question who he'd become. The Akatsuki mission began at dawn. Naruto traveled alone, as always. His target, a region near the Land of Rain, where Akatsuki activity had been reported. 3 days of travel, 3 days of using his supernatural tracking abilities to follow trails invisible to normal shinobi. 3 days of preparation. On the 4th day, he found them. 2 figures in black cloaks with red clouds, standing beside a river, discussing something in low voices. Naruto recognized one from his studies, Itachi Uchiha. The other, a massive man with a sword wrapped in bandages. The main man's observing, he muttered, staying hidden. The main man's gathering intelligence like the old man wanted. The main man's being professional. Then they moved toward a nearby village. Naruto followed. What he saw made his decision easy. The Akatsuki members were interrogating civilians, burning buildings, killing anyone who didn't provide information about the One-Tails container. The main man's done observing. He dropped from his hiding spot, landing between the Akatsuki and their next victims. The main man's here to frag you bastard faces up. Itachi's Sharingan spun. You're the Nine-Tails container, the main man of Konoha. The main man's reputation precedes him. The main man's flattered. Naruto's chain unwrapped. Now, the main man's giving you one chance. Leave, walk away. The main man lets you live, stay, and the main man shows you why the main man's legendary. The massive man, Kisame grinned. Bold words for a chunin. The main man ain't a normal chunin fish face. The main man's a force of fragging nature. He cracked his knuckles. The main man's also the guy who embarrassed Orochimaru, killed 50 mercenaries, and survived being cut in half. The main man's curious to see how you bastard faces compare. Itachi's eyes narrowed. Kisame, we should retreat. Intel suggests he's water-style great shark bullet jutsu. Kisame launched a massive water shark. Naruto punched it. His fist dispersed the entire technique, water exploding in all directions. The main man's strength is superhuman, bastish. The main man's too strong for your water tricks. He charged forward, chain spinning. The main man's gonna gut you like the fish you are. Kisame swung his sword, Samehada. The blade made contact with Naruto's chest, its scales ripping away chakra. Naruto's regeneration overwhelmed the chakra absorption. The wounds healed faster than Samehada could drain. The main man's healing factor beats your chakra-eating sword. He grabbed the blade with his bare hands. The main man's also stronger than your fragging weapon. He ripped Samehada from Kasame's grip. The sword screamed, actually screamed, as Naruto's overwhelming power and regeneration made it impossible to feed properly. The main man's keeping this. He tossed his chain aside, gripping Samehada with both hands. The main man's sword collection is growing nicely. Water style, water shark bomb. Kasame launched another attack, desperate without his blade. Wind style, great breakthrough. Naruto's counter dispersed the water, creating a hurricane that sent Kasame flying back 50 feet. Itachi stepped forward. Amaterasu! Black flames erupted where Naruto stood. The flames that supposedly burned everything, that couldn't be extinguished, that would consume him completely. Naruto walked through them, his flesh charred, his bones blackened. His body became a walking skeleton, then regenerated completely. The main man's immortal, Sharingan Bastish. The main man don't care about your special eye techniques. He emerged from the Amaterasu unscathed. The main man survived worse shit than black fire. Itachi's expression was unreadable. Your regeneration? It's not natural. The main man's not natural, period. The main man's special. The main man's the fragging main man. He pointed Samehada at Itachi. Now, the main man's done playing. The main man's ending this. Tsukuyomi! Itachi's genjutsu hit Naruto directly. The world shifted. In the genjutsu realm, Naruto was crucified, tortured for what felt like 72 hours. In reality, 3 seconds passed. Then Naruto broke free. The main man's mental defenses are fortified. Bastich! The main man's got a fragging biju in his head, plus whatever the main man is. Your mind tricks don't work. He laughed, despite having experienced 3 days of psychological torture. The main man's tougher than your bullshit genjutsu. Itachi took a step back, the first sign of concern. Kisame, we're leaving. The main man don't think so. Naruto blitzed forward, Samehada swinging. Shadow clone jutsu. Itachi created clones, buying time. Shadow clone jutsu. Naruto created 500. The main man's clone game is stronger than yours. The clones swarmed Itachi and Kisame. Every destroyed clone was replaced by 3 more. Every attack the Akatsuki members made was absorbed by overwhelming numbers. Kisame was bleeding from a dozen wounds. Itachi's chakra was depleting from constant Sharingan use. The main man's winning. Naruto's voice echoed from dozens of clones. The main man always wins. Susanoo! Itachi's ultimate defense manifested, a massive ribcage of chakra surrounding him and Kisame. Naruto punched it. The Susanoo cracked. The main man's too strong for defenses. The main man breaks everything. Another punch. More cracks. The main man's gonna shatter this thing and shatter you fragging bastich faces. Before he could land the third punch, smoke bombs exploded. When they cleared, Itachi and Kisame were gone, retreated via emergency summon. Naruto stood alone, holding Samehada, surrounded by unconscious Akatsuki subordinates he'd forgotten about during the main fight. The main man will count that as a win. The main man made legendary criminals run away. The main man's reputation just got bigger. He secured the subordinates, helped the village survivors, and prepared to return to Konoha. But first, he tested his new sword. Samehada responded to his chakra reluctantly at first. The blade was designed to feed on chakra, to drain opponents. But Naruto's chakra was too much, too alien, too overwhelming. Eventually, the sword submitted. It wrapped around his arm like it had with Kisame, but different, more aggressive, more powerful. The main man's got a new weapon. The main man's also got intel on Akatsuki that's gonna make the old man shit himself, he grinned. The main man's next mission report is gonna be legendary. Movizguaragura, return to Konoha, emergency council session. You engaged Akatsuki directly, a council member shouted. You were ordered to observe only. The main man was observing. Then the main man saw them killing civilians. The main man don't let that shit slide. Naruto stood before the council, Samehada resting across his shoulders. The main man also got valuable intel and captured 5 Akatsuki operatives. The main man calls that a successful mission. You stole one of the 7 swords. The main man defeated its wielder in combat. The main man claimed it as spoils of war. The main man's keeping it. He grinned. The main man's also discovered that Akatsuki's after the Biju, all of them. They're planning something big. The main man's report has details. Hiruzen read the report, his expression growing more grave with each line. This is worse than we feared. The main man fought 2 S-rank criminals and made them retreat. The main man's also got prisoners to interrogate. The main man did good. Naruto pointed at the council members. So the main man don't give a frag what you bastard faces think. The main man completed the mission objectives and then some. The main man's word. Your insubordination. The main man's results speak for themselves. The main man's got more successful high-rank missions than Jonin twice his age. The main man's got a growing network of operatives providing intelligence. The main man's got skills that make him the most valuable asset this village has. He stared down the council. The main man's done playing politics. The main man works for the Hokage. Period. Not for bureaucrats. Not for civilians who've never seen combat. For the old man who trusts the main man to get shit done. Hiruzen raised his hand, stopping the outraged council members. Naruto is correct. His mission record is exceptional. His value to the village is undeniable. And his methods, while unconventional, produce results. He looked at Naruto. However, there must be some accountability, some structure. The main man accepts that. The main man's got a proposition. Naruto pulled out a scroll. The main man wants official recognition for his organization. The main man's calling it the Main Man's Shadow Corps. Operates under Hokage authority exclusively. Handles black ops, intelligence gathering, and wet work that Anbu can't touch. The main man's already got operatives. The main man's already producing results. The main man wants it legitimized. The council erupted in protest. Hiruzen silenced them with a gesture. Let me see that scroll. He read it thoroughly. The organizational structure, the operational parameters, the accountability measures, the funding requirements. It was professionally done, expertly crafted. The work of someone with genius-level intelligence and tactical understanding. You wrote this yourself? The main man's smart and strong. The main man's the total package. Naruto grinned. The main man's also serious. The main man's building something that'll protect Konoha for generations. The main man just needs official backing. Hiruzen was quiet for a long moment. Then he stamped the scroll with his seal. Approved. Effective immediately, the Shadow Corps is recognized as an official covert operations division under direct Hokage command. Naruto Uzumaki is appointed as its founder and field commander. The council exploded again. Hiruzen ignored them. Your first official mission, continue investigating Akatsuki. Build your network, protect Konoha's interests, report directly to me. Budget is approved as requested. He looked at Naruto seriously. Don't make me regret this. The main man never fails, old man. The main man's word. Naruto left before the council could recover from their shock. 1 month later, Hidden Rain Village border. The Shadow Corps had grown to 20 operatives, all former missing nin who'd proven themselves loyal, all skilled enough to handle A-rank threats, all answering directly to the main man. Zabuza and Haku served as field leaders. Their mission: gather intelligence on Akatsuki's base of operations. They found it, a massive tower in the center of Hidden Rain, protected by jutsu that made it invisible to normal eyes. But Naruto's supernatural tracking ability saw through it. The main man's eyes see everything. Bashish faces. The main man's senses are superhuman. He studied the tower from 3 miles away. The main man's gonna infiltrate tonight. The main man's getting intel on their full membership, their plans, everything. That's suicide, Zabuza said flatly. That tower has defenses we can't comprehend, traps that kill Jonin-level scouts. The main man ain't Jonin level. The main man's beyond that fragging scale. Naruto grinned. The main man's going in solo. You bastard faces provide support if the main man needs extraction. Otherwise, the main man handles this. You're insane. The main man's immortal. There's a difference. He went in at midnight. The tower's defenses activated immediately. Seals designed to kill intruders, traps that would destroy armies, jutsu that hadn't been seen in decades. Naruto regenerated through all of it. The main man's too tough to die. The main man's too strong to stop. He carved through defenses with Samahada. The main man's coming for your secrets, Akatsuki bastard faces. He reached the main chamber, a massive room with 10 platforms, each marked with a different kanji. And standing in the center, Pain, the leader of Akatsuki. You're either brave or foolish, Pain said, his Rinnegan spinning. To infiltrate our headquarters alone. The main man's neither. The main man's confident. There's a difference. Naruto's chain unwrapped. The main man's here for information. The main man's here to understand what you bastard faces are planning. The main man's here to decide if the main man needs to end you. You cannot defeat me. I am God. Naruto laughed. The main man's fought gods before. The main man's the Nine-Tails container, remember? The main man's got divine power inside him. The main man's also got power that makes your god shit look like fragging parlor tricks. Shinra Tensei. The repulsive force hit Naruto like a freight train. His body disintegrated, literally blown apart at the molecular level, then regenerated completely. The main man's immortal, god bastard. The main man can't die. His body reformed from scattered pieces. The main man's already died 1,000 times and come back. The main man's unkillable. Pain's expression showed surprise for the first time. That regeneration, it's beyond any medical jutsu, beyond even Hashirama's cells. The main man's special. The main man's unique. The main man's the fraggin' main man. He charged forward. The main man's ending this. Bansho Tenin. The attractive force pulled Naruto forward, directly into Pain's waiting kunai. Naruto let it happen. The kunai pierced his throat, severing arteries, destroying his airway. He grabbed Pain's wrist with one hand while his throat healed. The main man's got superhuman strength, remember? He squeezed. Bones cracked. The main man's breaking you. Shinra Tensei! Another repulsive blast. Naruto was blown back, his entire front torso destroyed. He regenerated mid-flight, make landing on his feet. The main man's got limitless healing. The main man's got regeneration that defies biology. The main man's too tough. Chibaku Tensei. A massive gravitational sphere formed above the tower. Everything, walls, floors, debris was pulled toward it, including Naruto. He was lifted off the ground, pulled toward the growing planet of compressed matter. The pressure increased, crushing everything caught in its pull. Naruto's body was compressed flat, bones pulverized, organs liquefied. Then he punched. The Chibaku Tensei cracked. Naruto's superhuman strength combined with his refusal to die shattered the gravitational prison from inside. The sphere exploded. Naruto fell, landing in a crouch. The main man's too strong for gravity. The main man's too powerful for fragging planetary techniques. He stood, completely healed. The main man's gonna break you. But Pain wasn't there anymore. The body had been substituted, replaced by one of his 6 paths. Interesting, Pain's voice echoed from everywhere. You're more powerful than our intelligence suggested, but you cannot defeat all 6 paths, not even with your regeneration. 5 more bodies appeared, each with Rinnegan, each radiating power. Naruto grinned. The main man was hoping for a real challenge. The main man's about to show you what real power looks like. Shadow Clone Jutsu. 1,000 Narutos filled the chamber. The main man's got numbers too, bastard faces. What followed was the most intense battle of Naruto's life. The 6 paths of pain worked in perfect coordination. Each body had different abilities. Each complemented the others perfectly. But Naruto had overwhelming power, infinite stamina, and regeneration that made him effectively unkillable. Rasengan Barrage. 500 clones launched simultaneous Rasengan attacks. Shinra Tensei. The Deva path repelled them all. Summoning Jutsu. The animal path summoned massive creatures, dogs that multiplied when struck, a bird that could fire massive attacks, a rhino that charged with unstoppable force. Naruto destroyed them all with brutal efficiency. The main man's fought bigger creatures. The main man's got strength that makes your summons look like fragging pets. Absorbing Soul Technique. The human path grabbed a clone, attempting to read its memories. The clone's knowledge was so violent, so brutal, so overwhelming, that the human path actually recoiled. The main man's memories are traumatic even for reading bastage faces. Naruto laughed. The main man's life is violence. Laser Circus. The Ashura path launched guided missiles from its mechanical body. Wind style Rasen Shuriken. Naruto's counter obliterated the missiles and severed the Asura path's arm. The battle raged for 10 minutes, neither side gaining permanent advantage. Pain couldn't kill Naruto. Naruto couldn't permanently destroy the paths. Stalemate. Then Naruto changed tactics. The main man's got an idea. The main man's gonna find your real body, Puppet Master Bastage. His clones scattered throughout the tower, searching. Pain's expression shifted. Barely, but enough. You cannot. The main man's supernatural tracking abilities are fraggin' legendary. The main man can track anything. Naruto's senses expanded, searching for the real Pain, the one controlling the bodies. He found him. In a hidden chamber 3 floors up, a emaciated figure hooked to machinery, barely alive. The main man found you, Bastage! Naruto's original body blitzed toward the chamber. All 6 paths moved to intercept. Shinra Tensei! Shinra Tensei! Shinra Tensei! Multiple repulsive blasts coordinated to create an impenetrable barrier. Naruto tanked them all. His body was destroyed and regenerated 6 times in 3 seconds. The main man don't care about damage. The main man heals too fast. He reached the chamber. The real Nagato sat in his chair, tubes connected to his body, Rinnegan eyes wide with shock. The main man's ending this. Naruto raised his fist. Wait! A female voice. Conan appeared, paper wings spreading. If you kill him, you'll never understand. Never learn what we're trying to accomplish. Naruto paused. The main man's listening. Talk fast. What Conan explained, the history of Akatsuki, their goal of collecting Biju to create a weapon that would end all war, their belief that only overwhelming power could bring peace, made Naruto reconsider. You're trying to stop war by starting the biggest fragging war ever, he said finally. That's the stupidest plan the main man's ever heard. Then what would you suggest? Nagato asked, his voice weak. How do you stop endless conflict? How do you create lasting peace? The main man don't pretend to have all the answers, but the main man knows killing innocent people ain't it. The main man knows trying to control everyone with fear ain't it. He lowered his fist. The main man's gonna make you a deal. Stop attacking villages, stop killing civilians. The main man won't kill you. The main man will even help you develop a better plan. But you keep going down this path, the main man's coming back to end you permanently. The main man's word. Why would you help us? Because the main man respects power. The main man respects people trying to change shit, even if their methods are fragging stupid. The main man's giving you a chance to be better. He turned to leave. Think about it. The main man will be in touch. He vanished before they could respond. Outside, his shadow core waited. Did you get the intel? Zabuza asked. The main man got better. The main man got understanding. The main man also planted doubt in their heads. Naruto grinned. The main man's playing a long game now. The main man's gonna turn Akatsuki from enemies into assets. The main man's that fragging good. You're insane. The main man's ambitious. There's a difference. They returned to Konoha with intelligence that would reshape the village's entire strategy against Akatsuki. 3 months later, Hokage office. Your report on Akatsuki has been invaluable, Hiruzen said. But your suggestion to attempt diplomacy rather than immediate conflict is controversial. The main man's not suggesting we be friends. The main man's suggesting we use their goals against them. The main man suggesting we manipulate them into fighting our enemies instead. Naruto leaned back. The main man's strategic like that. And if they refuse, if they continue targeting Bijou, then the main man ends them. The main man's already proven he can fight pain to a stalemate. The main man's only getting stronger. Give the main man another year. The main man will be able to solo their entire organization. He grinned. The main man's confident in his growth trajectory. Hiruzen studied him. You've changed, Naruto. You're thinking more strategically, planning long-term, building alliances. You're becoming a leader. The main man's always been a leader. The main man's just got better resources now. He pulled out a scroll. Speaking of which, the main man's shadow core needs expansion. The main man's requesting authorization to recruit from the academy's top graduates. The main man's building something that'll outlast both of us, old man. You're thinking about legacy. The main man's thinking about results. The main man wants Konoha to be the strongest village. The main man wants his empire to protect what matters. The main man's thinking generations ahead. He stood. The main man's also thinking about getting ramen. The main man's hungry. After he left, Hiruzen allowed himself a small smile. He's becoming exactly what Minato hoped for. Not a hero, not a savior, but a protector, a leader, someone who will reshape this world through sheer force of will. He looked at Minato's portrait on the wall. Your son is extraordinary, old friend, even if he doesn't know he's your son yet. 6 months later, Chunin exams, second occurrence. Konoha was hosting again. Villages from across the continent sent their best genin. The stadium was packed. Naruto attended as a spectator. Officially, unofficially, he was assessing potential recruits. The main man's looking for talent, he told Shikamaru, who'd somehow ended up sitting next to him. The main man's always recruiting. That sounds troublesome, Shikamaru replied. Why are you even here? You're Chunin. You run a secret organization. You fought S-rank criminals. Aren't genin exams beneath you? The main man's never too big to scout talent. The main man built his empire by finding people with potential and giving them opportunities. He watched a particularly brutal match. The main man sees 3 candidates already. The main man's taking notes. During the finals, something unexpected happened. A contestant from Sand Village, Gaara, went berserk. His Bijou, the One-Tail, began manifesting. Civilians panicked, shinobi mobilized. Naruto stood up. The main man's handling this. He dropped into the arena before anyone could stop him. Gaara, half transformed into Shukaku, roared and attacked. Finally, the One-Tail's voice boomed. Another Jinchuriki, I'll crush you! Naruto caught the massive sand claw. The main man's fought your cousin already, the Nine-Tails. The main man's beat his ass multiple times in his own mind. The main man ain't scared of Bijou. Wine style, drilling air bullet. Shukaku fired a blast of compressed air. Naruto took it head on. His torso exploded, then regenerated. The main man's immortal, Sand Bastich. The main man can't die. He yanked the claw, pulling the partially transformed Gaara off balance. The main man's also here to make you an offer. What offer? Shukaku roared. The main man knows what it's like to be a Jinchuriki. The main man knows the isolation, the fear, the hatred from everyone around you. The main man also knows you can be more than a weapon. The main man wants to help you be more. Why would you help me? Because the main man understands. The main man's building something bigger. The main man's building a network of people who protect each other. The main man's offering you a place in that, both of you. He addressed Gaara directly. The main man's offering you friendship, training, purpose. All you gotta do is stop trying to kill everyone. Gaara's eye, his human eye, focused on Naruto. You're not afraid of me? The main man ain't afraid of anything. The main man's too strong for fear, but the main man respects power. The main man respects people who fight despite their circumstances. Naruto extended his hand. The main man's offering you a choice. Keep being a weapon controlled by fear or become a warrior who chooses his own path. The main man's waiting. Slowly, the One-Tail's transformation receded. Gaara, fully human again, stared at the offered hand, then took it. The stadium erupted in cheers. Naruto had just prevented a Bijou rampage through conversation, through understanding, through offering something no one else had offered Gaara, acceptance. The main man's got a new friend, Naruto said, helping Gaara up. The main man's also got a new potential recruit. We'll talk later, Sandbastich. The main man's got plans for you. 1 year later, Hidden Leaf Village. Naruto's Shadow Corps had grown to 50 operatives. His intelligence network spanned 3 continents. His reputation had reached mythical status. The main man of Konoha, the unkillable, the immortal, the one who fought gods and lived, the one who made S-rank criminals retreat, the one who rebuilt Akatsuki's ideology from inside. He was 16 now, officially still chunin because he refused promotion to jonin. The main man don't need fragging titles. The main man's got results. His empire was vast, his influence undeniable, his power unmatched, and he was just getting started. Hiruzen called him to the office one morning. I have a mission for you, the most important mission you've ever received. The main man's listening. I'm dying, Naruto. Silence. The main man's calling bullshit. You're fine. I'm old. The invasion took more from me than I admitted. I have perhaps a year left, maybe less. Hiruzen's expression was calm. I need you to do something for me, something only you can do. The main man's listening. Find Tsunade, convince her to return. She's the only one who can heal me, the only one who can extend my life long enough to properly train my successor. He pulled out a scroll. This is everything we know about her location. She's been traveling for years, avoiding her responsibility. I need you to bring her home. The main man accepts. The main man will bring her back. Naruto took the scroll. The main man's word. There's more. She's difficult, stubborn, suffering from trauma that makes her reject everything about being a shinobi. You'll need to be persuasive, possibly forceful. The main man's excellent at persuasion. The main man's also excellent at force. The main man's got both bases covered. He headed for the door. The main man's leaving today. The main man's bringing her back within 2 weeks. The main man's promise. Naruto, he stopped. Thank you for everything you've done for this village, for everything you've become. Hiruzen smiled. Your father would be proud. The main man still don't know much about his old man. The main man's still building his own legacy. But his voice was softer. But the main man appreciates the sentiment, old man. The main man's gonna make sure you live long enough to see the main man become Hokage. Eventually, when the main man's ready for the paperwork. He vanished. Finding Tsunade took 3 days. She was in a gambling town, drunk and losing money as usual. Shizune, her assistant, tried to stop Naruto from approaching. She's not in the mood. The main man don't care about moods. The main man's here on business. He walked past Shizune, sitting across from Tsunade at the gambling table. The main man's Naruto Uzumaki. The main man's here to bring you back to Konoha. The Hokage's dying. He needs you. The main man's not leaving without you. Tsunade, drunk but still dangerous, glared at him. Another brat sent to convince me? How many times do I have to say no before you people get it? The main man ain't people. The main man's the main man. And the main man don't take no for an answer. He pulled out a massive stack of Ryo. The main man's making you a bet. The main man wins. You come back to Konoha. You win. The main man leaves you alone forever. The main man's word. What's the bet? Dice. Best of 3 rolls. The main man's never gambled before. The main man's curious to try. Tsunade's legendary bad luck was her curse. She'd lost every significant gamble in her life. This should be easy. She lost. All 3 rolls, Naruto's numbers were higher. The main man's got beginner's luck, he said, collecting his winnings. Or the main man's just that fragging good at everything. Either way, you're coming back. I don't honor bets with brats. Naruto's hand was around her throat before she could finish. His strength, superhuman, overwhelming, made her legendary power feel like nothing. The main man's got superhuman strength. The main man's got power that makes your chakra-enhanced bullshit look weak. The main man's also got patience that's running out. He released her. The main man's being polite. The main man's asking nicely. But the main man's prepared to drag you back to Konoha unconscious if necessary. The main man's word. Tsunade activated her chakra, preparing to fight. You think you can force me? Rasengan! Naruto's spiraling sphere appeared in his hand. The main man's got your teacher's technique. The main man's also got variations of it that make Jiraiya cry. The main man's got power you can't comprehend. So the main man's giving you one last chance. Walk back to Konoha voluntarily, or the main man carries you back. Choose. She looked at him, really looked, saw the power radiating from this teenager, saw the confidence that came from genuine, overwhelming strength, saw something in his eyes that reminded her of, "You're Minato's son." The main man's his own man. But yeah, the main man's heard he was the fourth Hokage. The main man's building his own legacy, though. The main man don't ride his father's reputation. He dispelled the Rasengan. Now, you coming, or the main man's getting violent? Why does Sensei need me specifically? Because you're the best medical nin alive. Because the old man trusts you. Because he needs someone who can heal damage that's killing him slowly. Naruto's expression hardened. The main man's not letting him die. Not when there's a chance to save him. The main man's loyal to people who've earned it. The main man's calling in that loyalty now. Tsunade was quiet for a long moment. Then she sighed. Fine. I'll return, but I'm not promising anything beyond examining him. The main man will take it. Let's go. They returned to Konoha in 4 days. Tsunade examined Hiruzen immediately. The damage is extensive, she said after 3 hours. Cellular degradation from prolonged chakra depletion, organ failure from untreated injuries, age-related complications. She looked at Naruto. I can extend his life, maybe 3 to 5 years, but I can't cure mortality. He's still going to die, just not immediately. The main man will take 3 years. The main man will take 5. The main man just needs time to build his empire strong enough that Konoha's protected regardless of who's Hokage. He looked at Hiruzen. The main man's buying you time, old man. Use it well. Hiruzen smiled weakly. I will. Thank you, Naruto. Over the next months, Tsunade worked tirelessly. Her medical expertise, combined with her chakra, slowly restored Hiruzen's vitality. He wouldn't be young again, but he would live. And in that time, Naruto continued building. His shadow corps expanded to 75 operatives. His intelligence network reached every major village. His diplomatic efforts with Akatsuki bore fruit. 3 members defected, choosing to work for the main man instead. His reputation grew beyond legendary. He was becoming mythical. The main man who cannot die. The main man who fights gods. The main man who rebuilt organizations from inside. The main man who saved a Hokage's life through sheer force of will. 2 years later, Naruto was 18. Konoha had changed. Hiruzen still served as Hokage, but healthier than he'd been in decades. Tsunade had accepted a position as his medical advisor. The Shadow Corps operated openly now, recognized as one of the village's most effective divisions. And Naruto? The main man sat atop the Hokage monument, overlooking his village, his empire, his legacy. The main man's built something special, he said to no one in particular. The main man's created an organization that protects what matters. The main man's reformed criminals into assets. The main man's turned enemies into allies. The main man's reshaped this whole fragging village through results. He pulled out his flask. Not alcohol anymore, just water. He'd stopped drinking 6 months ago. The main man's growing up. The main man's maturing. The main man's becoming something more than just a weapon. His communicator buzzed. Zabuza's voice. Main man, we've got a problem. 3 S-rank criminals are forming a new organization. They're targeting Jinchuriki, all of them, including you. Naruto grinned. The main man was getting bored anyway. The main man needs a real challenge. He stood, chain unwrapping from his arm. The main man's deploying the full Shadow Corps. The main man's ending this threat before it begins. The main man's word. When do we move? The main man's moving now. The main man's done waiting. The main man's ending this tonight. He vanished from the monument. Across the village, 75 elite operatives mobilized. The Shadow Corps, fully coordinated, moved toward their targets with lethal precision, and at their head, the main man himself. Immortal, unstoppable, absolutely fragging dominant. The battle took place in the Land of Iron. 3 S-rank criminals, Hidan, the immortal cultist, Kakuzu, the man with 5 hearts, and a new threat, a rogue samurai named Kenshin who'd somehow developed a technique that could seal Biju temporarily. They gathered to plan their assault on Jinchuriki across the continent. Then the main man arrived. The main man heard you bastish faces were planning to frag with Jinchuriki. The main man's here to inform you. That's a bad fragging idea. Naruto stood alone, facing 3 S-rank threats. His Shadow Corps surrounded the area, preventing escape. The main man's giving you one chance. Disband. Walk away. The main man lets you live. Refuse, and the main man's going to show you why targeting the main man was the last mistake you'll ever make. Hidan laughed. Another immortal? This'll be fun. Lord Jashin will love. Naruto ripped Hidan's head off with his bare hands. The main man's immortal too, Bastich. The main man's also stronger, faster, and less fragging annoying. Kakuzu attacked with multiple elemental masks. Fire style, lightning style, wind style. Combined attacks that should have destroyed armies. Naruto tanked them all. His body was destroyed and regenerated in seconds. The man's healing factor is better than yours. The main man's got regeneration that makes your heart collection bullshit look weak. Shadow clone jutsu. 300 Narutos appeared. The main man's ending this fast. What followed was the most one-sided S-rank battle in history. Hidan's immortality meant nothing when Naruto could regenerate faster. Kakuzu's multiple hearts meant nothing when Naruto could destroy all 5 simultaneously with his Rasen Shuriken variants. Kenshin's sealing technique meant nothing when Naruto's power was too overwhelming to contain. Within 10 minutes, all 3 were defeated. Hidan was buried in pieces, immortal but unable to reform when scattered across 100 miles. Kakuzu was dead, all hearts destroyed beyond recovery. Kenshin was captured, his technique stolen for the Shadow Core's use. The main man solved another problem, Naruto announced to his operatives. The main man's eliminated 3 S-rank threats in less time than it takes to eat ramen. The main man's that fragging efficient. Return to Konoha, Hokage's office. You've eliminated another major threat, Hiruzen said. Your success rate is unprecedented. Your methods are brutal but effective. Your empire is growing. The main man's empire is Konoha's empire. The main man's strength is Konoha's strength. The main man's protecting what matters. Naruto sat down. The main man's also got a question. Ask, when's the main man getting promoted to Jonin? The main man's accomplished more than any Jonin in village history. The main man's built an entire covert ops division. The main man's reformed international criminal organizations. The main man's thinking it's time for recognition. Hiruzen smiled. You refused Jonin promotion 6 times. The main man was building his resume. The main man's ready now. He grinned. The main man wants the title, not because the main man needs it, but because the main man's earned it 1,000 times over. Then it's done. Effective immediately, Naruto Uzumaki is promoted to Jonin. Special classification, S-rank field operative with full authorization for international operations. Hiruzen handed him the Jonin vest. Congratulations. Naruto took it, looked at it, then set it aside. The main man appreciates the gesture. The main man's keeping his current outfit though. The main man's got a brand to maintain. Of course you do. Hiruzen laughed, genuinely laughed. Anything else? The main man's got one more request. The main man wants to know about his father. Everything. The main man's ready to understand his legacy. Hiruzen's expression became serious. Are you sure? Some of it is. Difficult. The main man's handled difficult his whole fragging life. The main man can handle learning about his old man. He leaned forward. The main man's ready, old man. Tell him everything. So Hiruzen did. He told Naruto about Minato Namikaze, the Yellow Flash, the 4th Hokage, the man who defeated thousands of enemies single-handedly, the man who'd sacrificed everything to protect the village, the man who'd sealed the 9 tails into his own son, believing that son would be seen as a hero. He was wrong, Naruto said quietly when the story finished. The main man wasn't seen as a hero. The main man was seen as the demon. He was wrong, Hiruzen agreed. But his intention was pure. He loved you. He believed in you. He wanted you to have a good life. The main man didn't get that. But the main man got something better. The main man got strong. The main man got power. The main man got the ability to protect this village better than his old man ever could. Naruto stood. The main man respects his legacy. The main man honors his sacrifice. But the main man's building his own path. The main man's the main man, not his father's son. The main man's his own legend. Your father would understand that. He'd be proud. Maybe. The main man will never know. He headed for the door. The main man's got work to do. The main man's empire don't build itself. 5 years later, Naruto was 23. Konoha had changed fundamentally. The Shadow Corps was now the most respected covert ops division in the shinobi world. Other villages had attempted to create similar organizations, all failed without the main man's leadership. Akatsuki had fully reformed under Naruto's guidance. Instead of collecting Biju for destruction, they now protected Jinchuriki from exploitation. Pain served as their leader still, but under the main man's oversight. Gaara had become Kazekage of Sand Village, with Naruto's support and training. The two Jinchuriki had formed an alliance that reshaped international politics. Tsunade was being groomed as the next Hokage. Hiruzen had maybe 2 years left even with her medical care. The succession was planned. The village was prepared. And Naruto? The main man had become something more than a shinobi. More than a weapon. More than a legend. He'd become a symbol. The symbol of what someone could achieve through overwhelming power, brutal honesty, and surprising honor. The symbol of someone who'd taken every disadvantage and turned it into strength. He sat in his office. Yes, he had an office now, with his own building for the Shadow Corps, reviewing intelligence reports. A knock at the door. Sasuke entered. The main man's busy, Uchiha. This better be important. It is. I'm leaving Konoha. I need to get stronger. There's someone I need to defeat. Sasuke's Sharingan spun. I wanted to tell you before I left. Naruto was quiet for a moment. The main man's gonna give you advice. Free advice, which the main man never does. The main man's feeling generous. I'm listening. Strength ain't just power. The main man learned that the hard way. Strength is also knowing when to fight, when to wait, when to build alliances, when to strike. The main man's strong because the main man understands all of that. You leave now, chasing power alone. You'll find strength but lose everything else. He looked at Sasuke seriously. The main man ain't stopping you. The main man respects people making their own choices. But the main man's warning you. The path you're choosing leads somewhere dark. The main man's been there. The main man knows. I don't have a choice. Everyone's got choices. You're choosing revenge over everything else. The main man gets it. The main man's got people he'd like to frag up too. But the main man's chosen a different path. The main man's chosen to build instead of destroy. He stood, extending his hand. The main man's gonna say this once. You're welcome back anytime. The main man's Shadow Corps always has a place for skilled bastage faces. Even emo Uchiha bastage faces. Sasuke looked at the hand, then shook it. Thank you for everything you've taught me, for pushing me to be stronger. The main man don't teach. The main man demonstrates. You learn by watching. He released Sasuke's hand. Good luck, Uchiha. The main man hopes you find what you're looking for. The main man also hopes you survive finding it. Sasuke left. Naruto watched him go, knowing that in a few years, he'd probably have to fight his former teammate, knowing that Sasuke's path would lead to darkness, to conflict, to choices that would define both their futures. But that was future problems. The main man dealt with present reality. 1 year later, Naruto was 24. Hiruzen Sarutobi died peacefully in his sleep. His body was buried with full honors. The village mourned. Even Naruto, the brutal, violent, immortal main man, attended the funeral with genuine grief. The main man lost one of the few people who treated him like a person. He said to no one in particular, the main man's gonna miss the old man. Tsunade became the 5th Hokage. Her first act, officially recognizing Naruto's Shadow Corps as a permanent village institution. Her second act, promoting Naruto to commander rank, equivalent to Anbu captain, but with more autonomy. The main man appreciates the recognition, Naruto said during the ceremony. The main man's gonna keep building his empire. The main man's gonna keep protecting this village. The main man's word. I know you will, Tsunade replied. You're the closest thing to unstoppable this village has. Use that power well. The main man always does. 3 years later, Naruto was 27. The 4th Shinobi World War broke out. A madman named Obito had declared war on all 5 great nations, backed by an army of resurrected shinobi and the power of multiple Biju. Every village mobilized. Tens of thousands of shinobi prepared for the largest conflict in history. And at the front of Konoha's forces, the main man and his Shadow Corps. The main man's been waiting for this, Naruto said, addressing his 75 elite operatives. The main man's been building this organization for a decade. The main man's been training you bastard faces for exactly this moment. The main man's army against their army. The main man's empire proving why it's the strongest. Zabuza grinned. We're ready, main man. Haku nodded. We'll follow you anywhere. Gaara, standing beside them as an allied commander, added, together we'll end this war. Naruto looked at his assembled forces. Former missing nin, reformed criminals, Jinchuriki who'd found purpose. All of them loyal not to a village, but not to a flag, but to him. To the main man. The main man's making a promise, he said. The main man's ending this war in 1 week. The main man's crushing this threat so completely that nobody will ever dare threaten the main man's empire again. The main man's word. The war lasted 6 days. Day 1. Naruto's Shadow Corps infiltrated enemy lines, eliminating commanders and destroying supply chains with surgical precision. Day 2. The main man himself fought through 5,000 resurrected shinobi, his regeneration and overwhelming power making him effectively unkillable on the battlefield. Day 3. Gaara, coordinated with Naruto, used their combined Jinchuriki power to seal 3 Biju simultaneously, a feat previously thought impossible. Day 4. Naruto confronted Obito directly. The battle destroyed an entire battlefield, creating a crater 3 miles wide. When the dust settled, Obito was defeated, his body broken beyond the ability to fight. Day 5. The remaining enemy forces, seeing their leader destroyed and their armies decimated, surrendered. Day 6. Naruto negotiated the peace treaty personally. His terms were fair but absolute. His reputation made rejection impossible. The Fourth Shinobi World War ended in 6 days. The shortest war in shinobi history, the most decisive victory ever recorded, and everyone knew who'd made the difference. The main man of Konoha, the immortal, the unstoppable, the one who ended a world war in less time than most wars' planning stages. 10 years later, Naruto was 37. He stood on the Hokage monument again, older now, scarred from 1,000 battles, but still powerful, still immortal, still the main man. Below, Konoha thrived. The Shadow Corps had expanded to 300 operatives. His empire had grown to influence all 5 great nations. His diplomatic efforts had created alliances that reshaped international politics. He'd been offered the Hokage position 6 times. He'd refused 6 times. The main man's not a politician, he'd said each time. The main man's a warrior. The main man's a protector. The main man's a symbol. But the main man's not a fragging administrator. Instead, he'd helped install leaders he trusted, helped guide policy from the shadows, helped protect the village through overwhelming force when necessary. His reputation had transcended legendary. Children were named after him. Songs were written about his battles. Historians struggled to separate fact from fiction in his mythology. And sitting beside him now, Hinata Hyuga, the woman who'd somehow seen past his violence, past his crude language, past his reputation, the woman who'd become his partner in all things. The main man's thinking about retirement, Naruto said quietly. You've been saying that for 5 years, Hinata replied, smiling. The main man means it this time. The main man's built something that'll outlast him. The main man's trained successors who can handle threats. The main man's created systems that protect what matters. He looked at her. The main man's thinking it's time to focus on other things. Family, legacy, building something that ain't just violence. You're getting philosophical in your old age. The main man's learning to appreciate life beyond combat. The main man's discovering that immortality means nothing if the main man's got nothing worth living for. He took her hand. The main man's got something worth living for now. They sat in comfortable silence, watching the sun set over the village they both protected in their own ways. 20 years later, Naruto was 57. The Shadow Corps was now commanded by his protege, a young shinobi he'd trained personally who embodied the main man's principles without the need for crude language or extreme violence. His empire had evolved into something more than military might. It was now a diplomatic force that prevented wars through intelligence, negotiation, and the threat of overwhelming power if needed. His legend had become history. New generations studied his tactics. His techniques were taught in academies. His philosophy of overwhelming power combined with surprising honor had reshaped shinobi culture. But the man himself, Naruto spent most of his time now with his family. 3 children, all powerful in their own right, but none cursed with his immortality, all trained by the main man himself, all carrying his legacy forward in their own ways. He'd finally accepted that he was more than just a weapon, more than just the main man. He was also Naruto Uzumaki, father, husband, mentor, legend, immortal, symbol. He was everything he built himself to be, and more. 50 years later, Naruto was 107 years old. He looked 30, because immortality meant no aging. His children were grandparents now. His grandchildren had children. His great-grandchildren trained in academies that taught his techniques. His original companions were mostly gone. Zabuza had died in battle 20 years ago, a warrior's death he'd have wanted. Haku had passed 5 years later, peacefully. Tsunade had died at 93, still brilliant until the end. But Naruto remained, immortal, unchanging, watching generations rise and fall while he endured. He stood at Hiruzen's grave, visiting as he did every year on the anniversary of the old man's death. The main man's still here, old man. The main man's still protecting the village like the main man promised. The main man's wondering if immortality is a blessing or a curse sometimes. He poured sake on the grave. The main man's seen 3 wars. The main man's seen governments rise and fall. The main man's seen technology transform the shinobi world. The main man's still here, watching it all. A young voice spoke behind him. Are you really the main man? The one from the stories? Naruto turned. A child, maybe 6 years old, stared at him with wide eyes. The main man's the main man. The main man's everything the stories say and more. He knelt down to the child's level. The main man's also tired. The main man's been fighting for over a century. The main man's wondering what comes next. The stories say you're immortal, that you can't die. The main man's immortal. The main man can't die. The main man's gonna be here long after everyone the main man knows is gone. He smiled, a rare, genuine expression. The main man's learning that immortality means bearing witness. The main man's the memory of everyone who came before. The main man's the guardian of their legacy. That sounds lonely. It is. But the main man's got purpose. The main man's got responsibility. The main man's got a village to protect. The main man's got a legacy to maintain. He stood. The main man's gonna be here forever. The main man's gonna make sure everything his friends built survives. The main man's word. 100 years later, Naruto was 207 years old. Konoha had evolved beyond recognition. Technology had merged with chakra. Flying vehicles replaced summoning animals for transport. Communication was instantaneous across continents. But some things remained constant. The Shadow Corps still existed, commanded by his great-great-great-great-grandchildren. His techniques were still taught. His legend was still told. His philosophy still shaped shinobi culture. And Naruto? The main man sat in a ramen shop, different owners now, different recipes, but still serving ramen. Still his favorite food. The main man's been eating ramen for 2 centuries, he said to the young chef. The main man's tried every variation. The main man's eaten in every country. The main man's decided this shop's recipe is still the best. The main man's complimenting your cooking. The chef, who couldn't possibly comprehend talking to someone who lived through 2 centuries, blushed. Thank you, sir. That means a lot coming from, wait, you're really him? The main man from the history books? The main man's from the history books in the present day. The main man's immortal, remember? The main man's still here, still protecting, still eating fragging good ramen. After finishing his meal, Naruto walked through the village. Everything had changed. Buildings were taller, streets were wider, people dressed differently, technology was everywhere. But the spirit remained. The will of fire still burned. The village still protected its own. The principles he'd fought for still endured. The main man succeeded, he said to himself. The main man built something that outlasted him despite him not being able to die. The main man's empire became bigger than the main man. The main man's legacy is immortal, even if the main man wishes he wasn't. He reached the Hokage monument, now featuring 12 faces instead of 4. Leaders who'd guided the village through centuries. Leaders he'd known, trained, protected. And at the end, his own face, added 50 years ago despite his protests, the immortal guardian, the eternal protector, The main man who'd been there since the beginning and would be there until the end. He sat beneath his own carved likeness, looking over the village he protected for 2 centuries. The main man's tired, he admitted to the empty air. The main man's seen too much. The main man's lost too many people. The main man's wondering if immortality is worth the price. But even as he spoke, he felt it. The responsibility, the duty, the purpose that drove him. Because someone had to protect this village. Someone had to remember the sacrifices. Someone had to ensure the legacy continued. And the main man, immortal, unkillable, eternal, would be that someone. Forever. Epilogue, the eternal main man. 500 years later. Naruto was 707 years old. The shinobi world had transformed beyond recognition. Villages had evolved into nations. Technology had reached levels that seemed like magic. Space travel was possible. Dimensions could be traversed. But Naruto remained, unchanged, immortal. The last living connection to the original shinobi age. He'd watched empires rise and fall. He'd seen his bloodline spread across continents. He'd witnessed wars, peace, evolution, revolution. He'd seen everything, and he was still here. The Shadow Corps existed in name only now, a ceremonial organization that honored his legacy but served no military function. True conflict was rare now. Diplomacy had replaced warfare. Intelligence had replaced violence. The world no longer needed the main man's ultraviolence, but it still needed the main man. He served now as a living legend, a consultant to world leaders, a guardian of history. A symbol that some things endure even when everything else changes. He sat in his compound, built centuries ago, maintained by his descendants, reading reports from across the world. Everything was peaceful. Everything was stable. Everything was exactly as he'd fought for. The main man succeeded, he said to the empty room. The main man built a world that don't need him to fight anymore. The main man's obsolete. The main man's a relic. But even as he spoke, he knew the truth. The world would always need symbols, would always need reminders of what was possible through strength, honor, and determination, would always need someone who remembered. And the main man, immortal, eternal, unchanging, would be that symbol, forever. Because the main man was immortal. Because the main man kept his word. Because the main man was the main man. Always and forever. The main man's word. The end.
And that's how the main man does it, baby. Hope you bastaches enjoyed watching me tear through the competition like tissue paper. The main man's word is his bond. If you want more carnage, more action, and more of yours truly dominating everything in sight, slam that subscribe button harder than I slam my enemies. Drop a like if you're ready for more. The main man always delivers. Catch you later, fraggers.